Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 516.
Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's weird seeing you wear a basketball jersey.
I know. I look like I'm the bass player for Limp Bizkit. Don't I look like it?
Yeah. If the
Hold on. I'm gonna bob my head. I look like a bass player in any new metal band.
Yeah. A lot of new metal bass players do like the jerseys.
Long basketball jersey.
I think what's this? Wake up, put on your pretty little makeup.
It's sung just like that. You're like, oh, wake up,
System of a Down.
System of Downs is a guitarist. He wears like hockey jerseys or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
can you top this jersey though? I don't know if the chat room's ready for this. I don't know if they're ready for me to reveal it. I'll do it right now. I'm going to stand up and reveal why I never wear the jersey. Ready? Here it comes. Orlando 420. Yeah. That's an embarrassment to my fucking family.
I remember when that...
I think I actually asked for this.
A BDM sent us an email saying, hey, I can get custom jerseys. I'll put whatever you want on there.
Yeah.
Like, that's a real legit... jersey.
Yeah, though this is the real deal. It's got my name on the back, so you can see.
You know, it's stitched.
Mine's got my name on the back too.
Yeah, it's all stitched and super nice. Yeah, it just says Sam. I went with the last name.
Well, my husband got antics so that we could promote our
That's
podcast.
cool. I love it. I love it.
And you got the glue on one. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I got it
it's only because they changed the Nike. They changed the Nike.
I'm joking.
With all due respect, this was when they still had Adidas, and
yeah.
the Adidas one is stitched, and then the Nike one they ironed the letters on for the whole league, by the way. But welcome to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
And let's see. This is show number 516.
Yes,
516. We've been doing this.
Yep.
And welcome to it. Let's just rocket right into the show. Even before we plug, let's do the shot.
Okay.
Let's just do it. Here we go, Butler.
All right, peeing in the shower is totally the norm, but shitting is from some strange porn.
Oh, boo!
But cheers, some weird consent, whatever it be, but don't include weeing as it's not for me. Don't pee on me, babe, 90210.
All right. We had a lot of pee-pee this week, from the BDM show to Margaret show.
Correct. Also, while you were gone, Dan, while you were gone for your luncheon with your daughter, we started trying to help Butler come up with something, and then Tom just started writing poems. And I was like, you're going on too
making
long.
fun of me. I was like, fuck you guys. I'm going to the office.
It turned way too long.
I don't know. All right, here. Cheers.
That is the St. Augustine single batch.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Easier to take than...
Schmoove.
That is
Very
real
nice.
good.
Schmoove.
By the way, use our hashtag TDABC when you go to any ABC fine wine and spirits all around Florida. They are our sponsor, and we'll be giving away prizes. Hashtag TDABC.
There you go. By the way, it's the worst toast you've done. It was bad. That was bad. That was really bad. That one was fucking horrible.
Real quick, couple business things. First, we are going to send out the BDM invitation for our BDM only party on Monday. We're going to send it out today, but we're still waiting on a couple details. But we did find out that White Claw and Red Cypress Brewery are sponsoring it, so there will be a free drink for every BDM who shows up. And also, the event is free to BDMs, and we have a discount code for some of the
Other activities
at this particular venue, but this is our first BDM family-friendly event that we've ever done.
Yeah.
And
you know how many permits we have to actually pull in order to do a family-friendly orgy? It's so hard.
Separate rooms.
We got bags to put over your kids' heads.
Yeah,
So
with holes in them so they can still breathe, but they can't see.
There is a pee-pee room in case you're into that.
Yes.
So if you want to be involved, if you're not a BDM, sign up over the weekend. We'll send the invite on Monday. But for those of you that are BDMs, you'll get your invite Monday. And it'll be a little bit different because this one's, we usually do BDM and a guest. And this one's BDM and your family if you want to bring them. So it's multiple guests and it should be a good time.
Or fuck your family.
Or
Don't
just
bring
come,
them.
yeah. It's going to be.
You don't have to bring your family.
Yeah, and if you don't have a family, you can still come and hang out. It's still lots to do, and like I said, some free cool stuff. We also have a custom BDM only magnet that it's first time we ever come out with this design. We're going to be giving that out to everybody.
Yeah, these are going to be pretty coveted. I'm excited about these.
Also, next Wednesday is our official Tom and Dan Day, April 17th.
Mm-hmm.
It's the day Mayor Buddy Dyer gave us to celebrate our 10 millionth download.
Yeah, we will. Right now, I think we're pushing 12 and some change million downloads. But we're going to, are we still going to do what we talked about?
Yep. It's on our website that day and that day only for 24 hours. It's going to be 50% off everything. All merch, 50% off.
50% off.
To celebrate Tom and Dan Day. So take advantage of that. We're not going to be promoting it too much just because we're lose our ass.
Yeah, kind of a stupid idea.
Just
but
remember.
we wanted to do something, but yes, you're right. It's not.
Yeah.
We didn't really plan it out. We just said it, and it sounds good. And then
I don't think
it's one of
it
those
even makes
things where if
business
it goes
sense.
too far, we're like, oh, whoa, shut it down.
I literally just thought of it in my car, and they're like, yes, and then everybody's like, okay, I don't like it. Probably is not good for us. Not good for business.
It's definitely not good for us.
Yeah,
it's
we're
gonna
losing
end up
money.
No, we are because the shipping.
Oh yeah.
Does not. It's not like the shipping is half off.
Yeah.
We still have to send the same shit.
Even half off the hats, we're immediately under. We're not even making $1. We're losing money anyway. So 50%.
Oh,
talk
my wife said, "How is our wedding anniversary on T&D Day?"
Is that true?
April 17th? That's
That
my
your
wedding.
wedding?
I thought April 14th. I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's
You never realized your wedding anniversary is on Tom and Dan Day?
Yeah, I planned that. No, I didn't plan
Less
that.
things to remember.
This is the first time you're realizing in 2 years? It's been 2 years since they did it, right?
Look, man, I'm more like you than I want to let on. I mean, when people figure out that we're both dumb fucks, then the whole thing explodes. You know what I mean?
I think they know.
They probably do. Margaret Cho knows. You can check that out. You can check out our interview with Margaret Cho. She didn't have a lot of time, but we were able to squeeze in a nice half an hour and talk about more pee-pee and toilets.
And Masked Singer that she was on.
She was the poodle on Masked Singer, so.
She brought her little doggy in.
And she
So
did.
cute.
That dog was like half dead the entire time.
He was so
here.
sleepy.
He was a sleepy
Well,
4-month-old.
So, a couple things. One, we're gonna do a live on live with the Jim Colbert show later on.
God.
Arguably our arch enemy.
I feel I've been hustled, and you'll hear all about it soon. But before that, I came up with something last weekend that I was like, oh, this is perfect. So, do you remember a while back? We always talk about this. Like, it's your only time as a parent. It's your only time in your life that you can have. You're basically a person's god for a while. Like, you've brought them into this world. You created them.
Yeah.
And you have ultimate control over all their thoughts and everything they believe for a small period of time. And, I mean, as they get older, they kind of fade away from that. But right now, I feel like from birth till, like, 6-7 years old, maybe, until they start getting old enough to talk to their friends and realizing you're full of bullshit. But it's you got a good 7 years where you are someone's god. It's like you provide them their food. They only know what you tell them.
Yeah.
They have to listen to you no matter what. You can, you punish them in any way you see fit within legal guidelines. Anyway,
Some people do anyway.
I mean, you can go outside of the legal guidelines.
Yeah. So,
And when they're young enough, they won't know.
Yeah. And
That's bad.
I've always been looking for something to indoctrinate them into. Now, a lot of people use religion and stuff at this time, and, it's fine. I am not religious, but so I'm trying to find something. And I remember in a past show, we talked about some listener called in and talked about a thing that their parents told them that they
we brought this up as a top. We had a lot of people write into us.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a lot of different little myths that parents, told their kids.
And when we were kids, we talked about like the not swimming in a pool 30 minutes after you ate.
It's illegal to drive with your light on in your car, like your dome light.
Or barefoot.
Yeah.
Illegal to drive barefoot was a big one.
Yeah.
All these like urban legends and stuff, and a lot of them, our parents believed it. And
I think so.
So that it wasn't really them trying to trick us. It was more of them just having misinformation too, and not, there was no internet to look it up or anything. So they just passed it on from generation to generation. I experienced a little bit of this with my family telling me I was Cherokee Indian all my life.
Yes.
And then me finding out
that's a big one.
In my 30s that I wasn't.
Same.
Yeah. And a lot of people did that. Now, it's a little bit different than where I'm going because I believe my pop-pop and my family literally believed it. Like, they actually thought it was true. So it wasn't a prank, but I found the perfect prank with my sons.
Okay, now I have the video. Do you want me to play it?
Well,
or?
I'll explain real quick before we play the video.
It's just your son nude.
Yeah.
What's the prank here?
Well, okay. So,
you've got clothes on. Go outside.
So I figured out the perfect long con dad prank that I'm going to play in my sons, and I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm sticking to it for the rest of my life.
Okay.
This is a long
unless
prank.
they listen to this show.
They'll never listen to it.
I don't know, man. I used to go back and...
Here's the thing. By the time they'd even listen to it, would be like 10 years from now. That's a lot of shows they'd have to go back.
I don't even think 10 years from now. They'll be teens. They don't give a damn.
You're right.
It'll be when they're way older.
Will their friends be able to infiltrate through their knowledge?
I have it all planned out.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm in.
So, back a couple years ago, my sons in the summer like to play with hoses, right? So they like to go in my front driveway and just shoot the water hoses.
I like that. They have a pool, but you know
yeah,
what?
Yeah. Well, it's just like we're
also you're supposed to only water at certain days. And
Florida will find plenty of water. Water everywhere.
Yeah, no drought.
But anyway, so they would play and squirt each other with the hoses, and I have a pressure washer, and so if
dangerous.
If you
just blew your toes are infected because you blew you blew your fucking toes off.
Oh yeah, how's that infection going?
I did. Look, I'll show Twitch.
No, never.
Do that. I'll never show that.
He can barely hold his leg.
Wow, that's a whole new level of stiff.
Speed wobbles there.
I'm going to show you guys my arm. Hold on.
Nobody can
there it
see
is.
it because he was shaking crazy.
I'm sorry. I was show you, like
also, your toes curl in so many ways.
I sprayed my toe with a pressure washer when I was pressure washing my new pool deck, and I cut anyway. Blood crazy. So, but if the pressure washer's motor's not running, you could still play with the pressure washer wand.
Yeah, it's like a super soaker.
It'll just be a small stream, not that powerful, as powerful as the hose. So it still works. So when my sons a year and a half ago, when they were younger, I used to bring out the regular hose, and then I'd plug the other hose into the pressure washer, so they each had a hose to play with. One would have the pressure washer wand, and one would have a regular hose. Anyway, so for whatever reason, a couple years ago, my sons would refer to the pressure washer wand as the gutter. Right? So it makes no sense. I have no idea where they started saying it or what.
Wait, did you use it to clean your gutters?
Yeah, I think so.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Probably heard you saying gutter, talking to Crystal, and then boom.
And that must have been it because they're like.
Maisie does that. It's like whatever the most repetitive word is at the time of what you're doing.
They just
she absorbs that, and then it becomes the thing.
Yeah,
sure.
And even back then, I would try to tell them like because I didn't think about it back then. I would be like, "This is the pressure washer wand or whatever," and then every time they want to play with it, they're like, "Can we play with the gutter?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, fine." So then I just stopped trying to correct them or whatever, and never thought about it. And it's been years of that. So when they go into the garage or when it's a hot day, they'll be like, "Can we play with the gutter?" And I'm like, "No, whatever." And so it dawned on me the other day. I'm like, these motherfuckers think that the pressure washer wand is literally called the gutter now because it's ingrained into them. And then I'm like, that's it. I'm sticking to it, and I am never going to waver. And so I had my wife film a video just so you believe me.
It's video proof.
And I just told my wife, go into the garage with the boys and pick up the pressure washer wand and ask them what it's called, so you guys can see.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you my plan.
Okay, I have it here. I'm going to go ahead and switch it so everybody at Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. If you've never watched the show live,
Oh, God. You can
this
see
is what you get to see.
my horrible hoarder garage.
Oh, she goes in there? Are you sure you want me to play this?
Yeah, that's
okay,
fine.
here we go.
You maybe see the French witch and...
Oh, I like Matt. Hold on.
Max has got leaning back with his shoulders back.
Max
like a cool
is
dude.
already a cool dude patting his belly.
Yeah.
Come on, honey. I want you to tell me the name of this.
An old gutter.
An old what?
An old gutter.
An old gutter? Max, what is this?
Old gutter.
Why is it an old gutter?
Gutter.
Did we get a new gutter?
Yeah.
So this is the old one?
Yeah.
What does the gutter do?
It plays like
What was that?
Show us how to use it.
There's some raccoons that live in my
laundry
room. They're doing the laundry right now.
Hey, we're washing our tails.
So anyway,
okay, so there's the
the
old
reason why
gutter.
they called the old gutters because I recently, for my new patio, I got
You got yourself a new gutter.
well a pressure washer wand that just hooks to a hose, so it looks like the gutter.
Oh, I
whatever.
have that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one that I use on my balcony to spray the spider's nest down.
Yeah. So anyway, this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm never gonna stop referring to
Okay.
it as a gutter, and they'll grow up knowing that as the gutter, right? And you know, this
And then
is,
they'll go all the way through college.
Well,
and then they'll try to get a job, and then they won't get a job, and then they'll become homeless. And then at that point, they're living in the pressure washer.
no. Well,
Yeah, because they won't. Okay, never mind.
Here's what
Stupid joke.
Here's my theory: is the first questions will happen right around high school age or college because
I think before that.
because teenagers like you may how often
It's
do
a
you use
pretty
a pressure washer?
random thing.
Yeah. Like every once in a while, and if they use it at home,
Yeah, but how often do you clean out the gutters?
Yeah. I mean, now I just pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, I think
okay.
you already know the answer to that.
but they'll
Fucking freezing.
like I'll refer to it as a gutter. They'll all know. So then I imagine there'll be a teenager the first time one of their friends, like they'll be at Home Depot or over their friend's house, or college, and then their friend will be like, "Hey, pass me the pressure washer wand," and they'll be like, "You mean the gutter?" And they'll be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like the pressure washer wand. And they'll be like, I thought that was called the gutter, and then there'll be some confusion. But here's the thing: so how, like, if you're
My dad calls it a gutter.
well, if you're a
Your
college,
dad's a fucking idiot. You know?
You're perpetuating them to be dodos.
no, because it's a it's just but bizarre enough.
I mean, you
where
are kind of contributing to them not understanding things, but I like it.
It's just the gutter.
I'm on board.
So then,
Now I got to figure out one for Maisie.
yeah, well, then I figured at that time they'll come back to me and be like, "Hey, my buddy never heard of gutter, right? So here's my plan." I'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, everybody called it like back in the '80s and '90s in Miami. That's what it was called. Like that's what everybody referred it to." And they'll be like, well, "Okay," like then they'll go on with
Straight
life.
lying to your children.
So then 10 years later, it'll be in like the 30s. There'll be a dad's or whatever. Like then they'll get their own
Well,
pressure
when
washer.
is your reveal? When do you plan?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
got it.
Man,
I
you
plan
were
this all
really fucking high.
Yeah, how high were you when this
God,
happened?
This guy's on
pretty
the
high.
fucking moon.
2 rice grains. Then once they're like become dads, they'll
Yeah.
like buy the pressure washer. Then they'll start to like
The lady at the robot at Home Depot by that time will be like, one gutter.
you don't start really questioning things or being really introspective until you get older, like your 30s and 40s. You start looking back at your life, and you're like, and then you have your own kids. You're like, how was I affected growing up?
Yeah.
You start becoming a lot more introspective when you're older and start having kids. So then you'll probably revisit it. Then you'll be like, I'll maybe be dead or still be alive, but I'll be older. Like
Yeah.
I'll be in my 70s or whatever it is, and they'll start thinking like, what the fuck? Like they'll go on Google and whatever and search gutter, like pressure wand, gutter, Miami. They'll start trying to look for evidence of what I'm talking
we
about.
won't even need gutters by then because there won't be any rain because global warming. It'll all be hot all the time. It's all dry. We live in fucking the Mad Max
I
desert.
think this might actually backfire against you, and they're going to think that their dad's an idiot.
No, because I'll reveal it when I'm dead.
No, I think they're going to find out
Wait,
way
when?
before that.
I mean, it'll have to be
and
right
then
before
then
you
they're
die.
going to think you're crazy and stupid, so they're gonna keep calling it the gutter for your sake. But they know.
Oh yeah.
I think so, dude.
What if they play the old man's dumb, and then they're like, yeah, just call it the gutter. We know it's a pressure washer.
Yeah.
But it's not really. It would be confusing because it's not really an ignorance thing of calling it a pressure washer wand the gutter. It would be confusing to them. They'd think, why?
Not really. People come up with nicknames for stuff all the time.
But they would think that they would be like, why would he lie about this? Like, what
No, I don't think they think you're lying. I think they think you're dumb and you think it's called a gutter.
She's on no point there.
Yeah.
Well, but calling something by a completely different name, I wouldn't think the person's dumb. I would think, like, what is that from?
See, I would think it's regional. That's what I would think.
That's
like
what I'm
if I
use
was
it.
around you, and then even if you
Like
said
a
that, like
toboggan
I'll
could
give you
have a
I'll give you a
different
for instance that I never understood. Like I understood what you meant, but I didn't understand why you said it. Like when I first met you, I forget what car it was, but I was taking it. I needed to leave early at the radio station to go get my windows tinted on my car, and you're like, oh, how dark are your tints? And I was like a tent? Like, what do you mean tents? And you're like, your tents. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, like window tint or get my windows tinted.
Yeah,
like
that actually might be because I'm dumb.
No.
See what I'm saying?
Plenty of people refer to them as tents, like plural.
Yeah.
Plenty of people do that. It's a Miami thing. It's got to be. So I would just think it's like a regional thing, like, oh, that's called the gutter because it's like an Orlando, I don't know, like an Orlando thing.
So my plan, then I'm sure he'll revisit with that again once he's old. I'll be old.
I mean, already people in the chat room thinking you're stupid. BDM Jade says this is Dodo. Neo Del Rio says Kratom has addled your brain.
I stopped doing it.
He got out while the gift was good, as he said earlier.
Yeah, tense is a Miami thing, people are saying. Dude, I like it. I'm on board.
Because here's...
So now when I go over there, if I'm ever helping you with anything, I'm going to have to remember to call it the gutter. Okay, I'm on board.
And so, but it's very rare you
anything
use a
that
pressure
we can
washer.
do to innocently fuck with our children, I think is okay.
Exactly. So then at the end
this one isn't damaging, so
of course, that's
and I
what
know
I'm saying.
you gave it some thought, because obviously you don't want to fuck with your boys. You love them.
It's a harmless prank.
Like, you don't want to tell them, like...
anything important.
Yeah, like,
wrong.
you don't want to say, I mean, there's some really
indoctrinate
fucked up
racism
thing.
into them. I mean, people do this shit.
Oh, yeah.
People indoctrinate racism into the kids.
Yeah.
They do horrible shit that fucks their whole lives up. This is something harmless
it's gotta
and
be.
stupid.
Yeah, it's got to be innocent.
And then, so the end of this prank.
Jive Turkey says you would fuck with your kids, tell them Jesus is real. Jive Turkey.
They go to a Christian school.
They already know Jesus is real. God is love.
So my long plan is, and now this will, I'll figure this into what the current climate of the world is, like if we're really heading bad.
Oh, when they get their own houses, dude. When they get their own houses, and you know how like you always
they'll be telling their wives, like,
no, but you always get the gift. You know, like my dad when I got my own house. You know, my dad's like, I know you like working on your scooters and stuff like that. He got me an air compressor. Like, imagine if I had I don't know if I called it the balloon bank. Like and I'd be like, "Oh, Dad, you got me a balloon bank." Like, you can get them a pressure washer for like their housewarming gift, and they're like, "Oh, gutters." I see what you're doing. I see it.
And I'll write in the card. I'll be like, "How
enjoy this gutter."
Now that you got your own house, your responsibility, use the gutter to clean the gutters, and all this stuff. Anyway,
you gotta
it's gonna spiral. You can't say use the gutter to clean the gutters.
So
you got to think of a different name for the gutters. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Well, no, I don't want to get too complicated.
The gutters got to call them fluffernutters.
And then
use fluffernutters with the gutter.
You got to use the gutter to clean the fluffernutters.
Yeah. So I plan to never waver, never give up the goat, and never.
Then they're gonna think you're an idiot
and die with this. And then in my will, and this is where I'll change it.
We're gonna write it. This is like a Koshia Kimlot trick. It's very, very complicated.
I don't know what. I'll go either one or two ways. If like the world is real fucked up and I need to, if this needs to be a cautionary tale, I'll put like I made the gutter up thing when you were 2, and ask
mom to see the video.
Well, yeah, and like I'm gonna say like this is a lesson to never trust anybody. Like,
oh my God, that's so. Now,
don't do
hold
that.
on, now it just took I was on board until you're like you're teaching them that even their father,
even their
is
father
not
will lie
to be
to
trusted.
Well, if we're
question everything.
If we're in a exactly. If we're in a post-apocalyptic like robot skull
we
crushing
will
scenario,
be,
then I'll
we're
go
heading
that route.
way.
If we're in a better world, I'll make it a lighthearted. Hey, always have fun. Always never
shoot for the stars. Tom Van.
Never take things too seriously. I fucked with you with the gutter.
Take time every day to laugh at yourself.
Anyway, it's a perfect long prank. I'll stick with it forever.
What is your wife? What does Crystal think of?
She doesn't take the time to listen to any of this.
She was playing along because she took the video.
So he has to get it out
I only
here.
tell you guys.
And I'm the only one on board. Butler and Sam think you're insane.
I start telling her this hi, and she's leaves the room.
Well, I'm thinking this could go crazy, and like say he's at like a Home Depot, and he gets the fucking fisticuffs with a guy down the alley. 'Cause he's like a gutter, and the guy's like, "You're a dumbass." That's a fucking power washer. He's like, "Fuck you," and then they get in a fucking fight, and then it's like your son's locked up in jail, like, and he's calling it a gutter, and he's being picked on. Fresh fish.
It's not the power washer. It's just the wand they call the gutter. The power washer they call it the power washer or whatever. It's just literally the wand. So that's why it's like it will be hard for them to determine.
Well, it's already hard, right? I mean, you guys, it's already gone too far because you didn't stop it.
Oh, yeah.
And it never going to stop it. And I understand why you're doing it because this one's natural. There's other ones you could fabricate, but this one is natural. They were naturally calling it the wrong name. I see where, I get it.
I could easily correct them now and be like, this is not called the gutter. This is a power washer wand. And then it will be done. But why 30, 40 years?
Yeah, why do that?
Everybody should have a long dad prank they play on their kids. Just for your own shits and giggles, that you can.
Now you got me thinking,
dude. You got to get one.
I do.
It's hard to find.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's hard to find it because it's got to be.
It's got to be organic.
Yeah. And it's got to be something that's not too like used every day because it'll be easily found out.
I can't really lie to my daughter, and lately the thing that's been happening is I'll tease her about something, and she'll go, "Daddy, are you joking?" like that. And then if she asks me, I always say, yeah, I'm joking. You know, like if I say, oh, look, there's a raccoon in her refrigerator or something, I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
So I can't really lie to her. I got to think of one. You'll have to help me think of one.
I will. I'll help you. This came to me over the weekend, and I was like,
you're a genius.
That's the perfect long con.
I love it.
So what's up with the QVC lady?
I'm the oldest, or I'm the youngest guy to watch QVC. I'm absolutely sure of that. I was watching it the other night, and I recorded some video because I've always wanted to, like, in what we do, the internet is very important. Whether it's Twitch and the cameras that we run, like we're live on the internet right now. Mm-hmm. All of our shows, we share them via our podcast hosting company. So what do? We post them on the internet. Without the internet, we really theoretically don't have a job. The internet is very important. But like generationally, the internet to us is like not even like everybody uses it every day, right? I mean, there isn't a day that goes on that you don't use the internet.
Yeah, very, very few people.
So I just started thinking about like how long we use the internet, and then I was watching QVC. I fucking love QVC, and I know you guys think it's not true, but I had to stop. This old lady had called in, and she wanted to buy something, and then just how the way that she spoke about the internet, and I thought it could spur a little conversation here. Just listen to what she has to say, because to her, it's her relationship with the internet way different than ours. Just listen to this.
Oh, stop right there. You're in the way.
And I said, you know what? It's that time of year. QVC's got to have a Traeger because we tried to get one last year, and they were all sold out.
Yep.
And it's son of a gun. We turn on the TV tonight, and you mentioned about the Traeger, and you were going to start showing it on Sunday. So I said, you know what's going to happen. By the time we get to Sunday, the color's going to be gone. Whatever we want is going to be gone. And I said, internet.
Yeah.
Like, to her, it was like she wanted to get this Traeger grill. It's like the same kind of grill I have. It's a pellet smoker or pellet grill. But the way she treated the internet, like, it just stuck out in my mind because I'm like, she's like, I know what I'll do. Internet. And to me, I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Like, I would have already been doing that on the way home on my fucking phone.
Because it's not a part of her life so integrated that it doesn't even...
Which leads me to this. I was jealous. Because she's not connected all the time.
Yep.
Like there's some peace of mind
That's
there.
the last generation, dude.
That's it. Yeah. No, exactly. Like, in the fact that she goes, I know, internet. Like, it's a tool, not a
a daily, everyday part of your life, integrated.
To her, it might as well be a gutter.
You're right,
or a pressure wand. You know, like to her, it's a tool. To us, it's a fucking thing we use all the time. I don't know. I was inspired by it when I heard that lady. There was just I got a wash of relief. I'm like, fuck, man. To be able to just be like, I know what I'll do. Internet.
Yeah. As if
we don't do that shit.
As if you have to go. Well, she probably doesn't have a smartphone and she has to go to her computer, like log on.
Yes.
And like, it's not just always on at 100% of the time.
But remember when we had to do that?
Yeah.
Like right now, the internet, theoretically in my pocket is on right now, right?
Yeah, we are the internet at this point. I am.
So that's not
constantly talking to everybody. I'm getting information, giving information.
That can't be good, right?
No, it'll be
I don't know. I thought it was like, when I heard her say that, I was like, that lady is not plugged in.
Yeah.
Like she's as close to naturally off the grid as I think you can be. And I was sort of jealous of that because we don't, we're always doing shit.
I have a feeling like there is like a generation that's younger than us, Daniel. And like you're in, I guess, a little bit different generation.
I'm 42, so.
But the generation that's in their 20s now, I don't think ever were warned about the consequences of being on their phones or being connected too much. So they are too far in, I think. Like you see like your early 20-year-olds, like just they have no reservations with just being on their phone at all times and only communicating through your phone and just looking at your phone, like if you're you're sitting at dinner and you're just on your phone with two people, and I feel like our kids are going to be raised by us who are familiar with the downfalls of too much connection and are going to warn our kids throughout their growing up lives about like, don't be too connected. Like you gotta watch this. Like you could become addicted to it. It'll actually be a downfall to your life if you don't disconnect every once in a while. But there's that middle generation between our kids and us that no one ever warned them about the downfalls of just being on their phone too much, right?
I see a lot of parents that don't give a damn that their kids are on the phone or
true.
on an iPad all day because it's a distraction, and then they don't have to pay attention to their kids.
You're right. But
just because you guys do doesn't mean every other parent does.
You're right.
And there's a lot of lazy parenting going on.
And they're all just giving their phones.
Even the parents are on their phones.
Even information. Even myself. I mean, just looking inward to me, like I am probably on my phone too much, especially when I get home.
Yeah.
There's really no need, other than one of you guys calling me or my wife calling me, and she's going to be there with me.
Yep.
There's really not a need. There's really nothing pressing. There's no email that I could get that needs an answer.
Yeah. No, it's just,
there's
just
no
browsing social media and garbage and looking,
But I do find that the more I try to fight that, even at this time, another reason why it was kind of top of mind for me, I've been going back to, and I know I say going back to because it's something I try to do, but then I will fall out of it. I try to put my phone away at a certain time, and I'll do it for like, I don't know, maybe a month or half a month, and then I'll just go back to doing it. It would be nice to be able to disconnect, I feel like.
Yeah.
I have more fun when I'm disconnected. I do more. I'm more engaged. I'm more in the moment. I'm more available to my family. I'm there.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I don't know, doing this all the time.
Just
scroll, look at this, look at that. I find myself, I'll like open Instagram and close it and then pick it up and open it again. What the fuck is that?
It's phone addiction.
It's not. It's even worse than an addiction. At least, like, I'm addicted to pornography. At least I know I'm doing that. Like this, it's almost like fucking subconscious. It's almost like I'm not even aware I'm doing it. It's just I am a robot. I'm opening Instagram.
Dude, that's everybody's going through the same thing.
Bad.
And
I don't think it's good.
No, I can't. Being just constantly distracted or looking at information all day, and most of it's meaningless or whatever, or just getting bombarded with just tons of bad news or all this shit is not good for you.
No, it's not good at all.
And I don't know, you would have to just limit yourself, just like everything. It's like we've realized we can't drink all day long. So we're like, I'll limit myself to a couple, you know what I'm saying? So you have to, it's moderation with everything. It's like even the phone, but it's hard because it's, like you can't see the negative impacts. Like, you know, when you get fucking cirrhosis or some shit, or you're like hungover all day.
I think I have that.
But just looking at your phone, you're like, what is it? What bad could be happening?
Oh, it's got to be damaging.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys on your phone? Like, what's your screen time? Do you ever get like concerned about the amount of screen time that you have?
Yeah, I do. I also, like, I've been a little bit more cognizant of, like, my wife on her screen time. And so, like, I'm sitting there, like, we're watching a movie, we're watching TV, and I look over and she's, like, fucking around on Instagram. And
you slap it out of her hand? Because I know you hit her sometimes, right?
You know, you'll only prove myself right.
yeah, but people do that. People can't even... They start watching a movie. I find myself doing it. Like, my wife puts on...
Well, you start Googling things. You're like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I have all the information.
In
fact, remember when, like, 2 or 3 years ago, I don't think it's as prevalent now because I don't think it caught on, but, like, television shows would go like Walking Dead was the first one that I saw that really did this, where they're like, if you want to see more during the commercial break, go to AMC.com and check out behind the scenes that syncs up with the actual episode. You know, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, you're on the computer, you're Googling, it's playing shit, the TV's playing shit, you're talking to your wife.
Yeah.
It's stressful.
You're going through Facebook and, like, you know, that's what everybody does. Like, I imagine most people watch TV while looking
with
at
an
their
iPad.
phones.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're hearing the TV in the background, and then something interesting comes up. They'll look up from their phone, look at it, they go back to the phone. It's like,
we've given ourselves like ADD.
Yeah.
Like, we can't focus on one thing at a time.
But try to put it down, because when you do feel better.
Yeah.
Like, when you're away from it, like, it improves your quality
That's
of life.
some of my favorite parts of the cruise is, like, you just check out of, like, everything.
Agreed.
And you're in real life. And you're not looking at anything except for what's in front of you. Now, I would carry my phone around to, like, message each other, like, in the group
but
here.
there's no reason to be on it.
But other than that, I'm not. I'd check it, like, once every couple hours or
like
something.
Maybe right when you get in bed or something like
Yeah.
that. Oh, Tom and Dan Cruise 2020.com?
Yeah.
I think that's the website.
It'll have to, speaking of ADD, it'll have to cause a shift in our culture where people won't be able to consume things in long periods of time anymore. Like, movies won't be, they'll get shorter and shorter, because, like, a 2-hour movie, the younger generation will be like, holy shit, what is this, 10 days long? Like, why is this so long? Like, you know, and things will become shorter and shorter.
Face-to-face social interaction, it would be horrible. Like, people can't communicate in face-to-face. You know, everything's going to be, like, through text messages and through shit like that. You know, like, no one can talk to each other. Like,
I know we sound like a bunch of old fogies now, but
I'm just trying to be healthy. I just don't, I don't think it doesn't do anything for me. You know, like, it's not like it's helping me be a better human being. You know, if anything, it's just, dragging me down.
I thought about this the other day. I was like, what if I just eliminated social media? You know, I won't delete my accounts or just stop doing it. And never looked on the internet, never looked at feedback or whatever. Because we've always said, even when social media first came out, is a great tool for this kind of job to not only promote yourself or interact with the people listening to your show, or to advertise
social
yourself.
media?
Yeah. It's always been, like, we've always said this because we saw when we were in radio already, we saw the start of social media. Like, they
didn't believe in it, but we, still were part of it.
Like, I started all my social media accounts after I started radio, right? Yeah. And so we always use it like, oh, it's a great tool to promote yourself or to talk to your listeners or all this stuff. And so in our minds, it was like a business tool for us that we were like, we can't ever get off it because of that. But nowadays, I don't know if that really, obviously it still works the same. And we got a BDM Facebook page, and a lot of social media helps our careers and helps our job and stuff. But if I got off of it, would it hurt me? I don't think we're at the point where people would stop listening to the show because, like, Tom's off social media, whatever. And what kind of benefit would you get by doing that and just never having to worry about that? I mean, how many hours a day? But the problem is, what do you fill it with? Like, we're
jacking off.
We're becoming incapable.
You have to jack off more.
Well, you're always trying to do, like, house projects and shit. You say you never have time. You'll have some extra time.
Most of the time it's because he destroyed something already and he's having to fix it.
The thing is, if
you'd stop doing house projects, your house would be fucking awesome.
I know.
It's a beautiful house.
But I do social media a lot when it's at the end of the night, when I'm sitting on the couch, or
I like the one-wheel videos the best.
The what?
The one-wheel videos. Those are fun, though.
But I can still take videos of I'm
real bad about only promoting now, but I don't give a fuck. You know, like I don't do, you know, I'll do a picture of me and May or something like that on Instagram, mostly Instagram pictures. I'll do a video, behind the scenes video saying like what we're doing in here, you know, what we have coming up on the day so people know. But most of the time, if you just look at mine, it's like, hey, we're starting the show. Hey, we're on Twitch, stuff like that. I'm okay with that. I mean, like, it's just not as, I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I used to try to be funny on there and try out jokes. And
well, it's not the, you're doing.
And I'm just like, fuck it. I'll save all that stuff for the show. I'll talk to you guys. And
yeah,
then
you're doing
I'll
a lot of
promote.
content. It's not like that's the only thing you do is social media. Like some people, it's the only thing they do, so they need to produce content through social media.
Yeah,
we do a talk show, so it's not a huge need for us to have content on social media.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get serious, but I just thought that'd be an interesting thing to talk about because, like, when that lady said that, it was just I started like kind of like. You know, like when you realize something, you kind of feel I kind of felt foolish. I was like laughing a little bit. I'm like, this lady. All she wanted was her fucking Traeger grill from QVC. Actually, it was a really good deal. It was like the Traeger grill. And the guy, and answer me this, the guy that was, his name's David Venable. He's the guy that hosts the show. It's called In the Kitchen with David. He misspoke when he presented the actual grill.
He called it a gutter.
No, that's funny. No, what he said was, you get the grill. And then you were supposed to get the grill and then 2 20-pound bags of, one is like fruit wood and one is hickory wood. But instead of saying 2 20-pound bags of each, he said you get the grill and 20 bags of the pellets, which I was telling Andrew, I was like, if that's the case, it was for $500. And I'm like, if that's the case, that's almost $500 worth of fucking pellets right there. We'll just buy one. I'll flip it.
Yeah,
I'll just buy one, have it sent to the house. I'll sell it. Don't even need it.
Yeah, but get the 20 pallet.
And Andrew,
you're grifting off QVC.
Yeah, and then Andrew is like, you're high. He didn't say that. And I'm like, rewind it. When I'm high, I know everything. And she rewound, and sure enough, he fucking said it.
Yeah.
When I'm high, I can like
you listen more intently, right?
Yeah, when I'm high and I'm sitting there, I can remember shit. I can be like, stuff, amazing shit. Like names of, she's like, who pushed you down in 3rd grade and scratch your face? Robbie Pierce. I'm like able to access everything.
There is something to THC.
Yes.
And because
I can go in the way back machine, man. I can go way, way back. But he misspoke, and then I was like, if I called QVC right now, would they have to honor that? Or would they be like, oh, I'm sorry, our host misspoke?
They would do that, yeah. They wouldn't honor it. It's not like, remember back in the day.
I grift them so bad. Oh, it was so close.
Back in the day, if you saw like a price tag that was off, you're like,
my
false
dad did
advertising, $20 is a fucking Lamborghini, and they're like, all right,
my dad did that.
Under the rules of false advertising. Like, I don't think they should be like, no, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like
Babbage's, Altamont Mall.
Babbage's.
It was Mortal Kombat 1 coming out for Sega Genesis. I know you had one. In the window, it said on sale now. It wasn't out yet. My dad saw the window. He went in there. He's like, "Is Mortal Kombat for sale?" And they're like, "No, sir, it hasn't come out yet." He's like, "But the sign in the window says it's here. I want to buy it, and you got to honor it." And they fucking did.
How'd they do it?
And he got it like 7 days early.
So they already had it?
Yeah, all the shipment had already come in. Oh, my dad fucked their ass so good. Oh, I love you, Dad.
I don't think they do it
Fuck
nowadays.
you, Babbage's. Your name sucks.
All right, let's do it.
I don't think they're around anymore.
I think they became like GameStop, right?
I don't know.
Oh man, I was the coolest fucking kid when they're like, Daniel's got Mortal Kombat early because his dad's a fucking dickhead. Like, yeah, fuck you.
Let's take a quick break. Real quick, I'll plug OrlandoCPA.net, KDK Accountancy Corporation.
Oh, yeah, it's time.
It's tax time, literally Monday. And if you have problems with the IRS or whatever, Bernie can help you out.
I think I'm already paying for this year.
Yeah. And
yeah, me too.
I did that this week.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I did that today.
You have a small business. You're a 1099 employee. Bernie can help you out. It's KDK Accountancy Corporation, OrlandoCPA.net.
And he's really good about like explaining everything to you.
Yes.
Especially if you're just now starting a business like I did. Like he's good at sitting you down and explaining everything.
This is all new to all of us.
Yeah.
Being independent contractors, owning your own business, owning your own LLC, it can get very complicated. The name of this band is Slow Caves. The name of the song is Sorry. It's off of the Falling album. I like these guys. They're very old school alternative rock and roll.
That's coming back now.
That's
like the new return of music.
We'll be right back.
Trying to go backwards, but you end up falling. The American sound of the paranoid style.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
No, Tom.
I'm Tom.
He's pooping. Were you pooping?
No.
You all right, bud?
When you said there was a minute left, I
sprinted to the bathroom.
I tried to push it out.
Oh!
He's got a medical condition.
I forgot about that.
I refuse to
How is your chestnut?
It's fine. That's fine. The doctor.
Are you still coming in your bladder?
No, I'm not taking the medication.
Why not? Oh, it's fun to come in your bladder.
No.
Because then when you pee, it all looks lumpy. It looks like oatmeal coming out.
When you told me you have the exact same thing, I realized that the medical industry is now.
Here he goes.
They're just treating.
Conspiracy theory, Tom.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just like nowadays we have the technology to find out anything that's kind of off with you, no matter what it is, and we could sell you medication that fixes that, even though the thing that's off may not even be detrimental to your health or anything. So I have this theory that you go to the doctor. I'm like, all right, I just wanted to make sure my prostate was fine, and it was. But he's like, you do have. He gave me the sonogram on my bladder, and he's like, you have a little extra liquid in your bladder.
Yeah, pee-pee baby.
He's like, you didn't get it all out. He's like, I'll give you this. This old man medication.
Did the lady do it? Did she put the gel on you and then like?
No, yeah. Right on my. I'm like, where am I here? And then she's like, no, put it right here, right on my pubes.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
I thought you shave.
It goes back and then I have to do it again. Anyway,
it looks like Homer Simpson's beard.
Yeah. And so
when you shave
I'm
it,
not taking the shit.
Do you still bick it down?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Do you bick the shaft?
Oh yeah, I've always been
dangerous.
Yeah, that is dangerous.
Dangerous.
What, you use that old yellow razor?
It's a pink disposable one that my wife has.
Venus.
Or
I'm your
Venus for your penis.
I'm Venus for the penis.
I realized that it was dangerous to use the straight. What is it called? The
straight razor. You use like
safety razor.
The safety razor.
Oh my God.
Kramer gave me that safety razor that one time.
No, you're not supposed to use that.
I didn't know.
Do you go against the grain or like with the grain?
All the grain.
All the grain.
You get like
sideways.
Yeah.
He's like he's playing Fruit Ninja in there. He's whacking it crazy.
For whatever reason, I never got razor bumps before. I didn't even know what that was. When people are always like, "Well, you have razor bumps."
You don't get any razor burn?
No, I don't know.
Not on your pappus?
I don't get the razor burn. I've had ingrown hairs.
That's razor burn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you get whiteheads, you get
His whole pappus.
It's like a whole
Ingrown
white
hair.
man.
Like Mars down there.
It looked like Napoleon Dynamite's face.
Looks like he's got fucking babies.
I don't know what the
God.
fuck that is. Let's do some mail on mail before we call Jimmy's show. And we got to get it all out because we're going to be on terrestrial radio.
Dick titty.
What?
Dick titty.
Hey guys, thanks for calling 1-800-HOT-DICK, the place to find real action with real men. To make it even better, we've got new low prices. So low, we're practically giving it away free.
If you are a man seeking a woman, press 1. If you are a woman seeking a man, press 2. If you are a man seeking a man, press 3.
Mail on mail.
Mail on Mail brought to you by White Claw, in our opinion, the most delicious hard seltzer that is on the market right now.
It's my favorite, yeah.
We've tried them all, and White Claw is by far the best. And we do a monthly competition, hashtag ClawMe. We prefer you go to ABC and buy your White Claw there because they sell it all over Florida. But you can get White Claw pretty much anywhere nowadays and drink it. Post up hashtag ClawMe, and you could win invitation to our next White Claw party, tons of prizes.
Yeah, everybody brings out a new one. You know, they're like, oh, this one's going to be the White Claw killer. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah, that's
because your flavors aren't good.
Yeah.
White Claw is the one with the good flavors.
Yep, absolutely.
That mango, it's yummy.
I know.
But my favorite, grapefruit. I'm a grapefruit man.
I'm a black cherry or raspberry.
Really?
If I can't find mango.
You mix it?
No.
That's
I
what
go back and forth them.
That's what Juan does. Juan mixes, I think, the black
cherry and lime
to make a cherry limeade.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Which is smart because black cherry is a strong flavor. So if you mellow it out a little bit with the lime.
Tell me if you think this is good. I'll start just to get this out of the way because it's fresh.
Hey guys, thanks for calling 1-800-HOT-DICK, the place to find real action with real men. To make it even better, we've got new low prices, so low we're practically giving it away free.
It's pretty good.
I think it's you, Zach.
Yeah, Zach from
That's pretty good.
So that's the best thing you ever done, Zach. The first time I heard it, I was taken back.
Yeah.
Shocked.
That does sound
That's good,
exactly
right?
like the guy. Yeah.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it.
All right, first email.
All right. Hey, Tom, Dan, Sam, and Travis. I just finished listening to all of last week's shows, BDM, AMT, and OG, and wanted to say how much I appreciate the peek behind the curtain. Not that my opinion matters, but I feel like one of the reasons you guys are so successful is because you do not hide behind any pretension. What we see is what we get. When things get awkward, and they did get awkward, you face them head on. You don't try and pretend everything is okay, which I feel would create more tension. Your honesty is a breath of fresh air in this ever-polluted world we live in. We all deal with stress and have our moments of bad at life and business. Hearing about how you face it and deal with it on a regular basis makes you very relatable. These shows were real, they were honest, and they were snort water through my nose funny. Dan, you discussed how you would never put another person's feelings on the line for a good show. I appreciate that integrity. You mentioned you didn't know if anyone likes hearing these types of shows. You have one listener who really appreciates it. Keep doing what you're doing, Curtis.
We can't make a business off one listener.
Yeah. Fuck you, Curtis.
Get out of here, Curtis.
Get the hell out of our studio. You never fucking listen again. You hear me?
I like to sit in like in some sort of seminar and teach people here's the key. You got to be a dickhead to all your listeners. You got to be mean to them and tell them to get the fuck out of here. And then people are like, really?
Why would you say that? I mean, we could do that. We could give really bad podcasting information. People ask us what's your main setup? I could be like, first of all, you got to find an open Radio Shack. Very hard. Give them all bad information.
You send them a wild goose chase every time. He's referencing a BDM show. We got an argument. I think it was 2 or 3 BDM shows back, but. BDM's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Two, yeah. Me and Daniel have said this a lot, where we literally tell you guys the truth a lot of times to a fault, and we can't help but be honest for the most part. And
you did not want to release that part.
I did at first.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I was in a bad mood, and I was pissed off.
Oh, grumpy Tom.
I know.
He's coming in his bladder.
And then don't talk about it.
He's coming off the kratom bench.
No, come on.
You were shaking for days.
I didn't.
Your sons were like, spray him with the gutter. He won't wake up. Hosing you down the front yard. He's been sleeping for a long time. He's shaking out there. Do you guys want to do? Carl just continues to call.
Yes, I want to hear Carl, but this listener the email made me think of something. I was high the other day, and I was like, and this relates to you too. I was like, you have spent for the most part of your entire adult life since you were 18, right? When did you start on the air?
19 years old.
Yeah, 19 years old till now 42.
Yeah.
Without a break on the air, right? And
I was in less capacity early on. I was more behind the scenes and doing production work, but for the most part, and more than I haven't.
Yes, exactly. And I started when I was 22. Now I'm 37, and for the most part, never took anything longer than 2 weeks off of one thing. And even back in the day when we would take 2 weeks off the radio, we were doing podcasting and stuff. So it got me thinking. I wonder if there's a listener out there that has listened to our entire lives for the most part, and not
me.
And not missed many shows. Was it?
Sam might be the person.
Some from Daniel and Drew Garabo days.
I didn't start listening to Drew Garabo till after Daniel left. So when he had Doc.
Okay.
So when Daniel went to the Monsters, I was listening to that.
Okay, and that was 98, right?
Yeah.
So and then I started thinking how bizarre it is, kind of. I guess maybe not, but most people don't have continuous careers or continuous jobs like this on some sort of talk format for that long. Where man, there are people out there that probably know more about us than we even know about ourselves from just listening to us all the time, every day. Like, you know, like from you as before you were married to Andrea to now as a kid. Like to me when I was 22.
Other girlfriends that I had that I might have talked about, I don't know. I mean, this shit all runs together.
Like just looking into a snippet of someone's life for that long of a period of time is a bizarre thing, right? Like you don't get it with any other like media outlet or like, because even if you watch someone on a TV show, you may be getting their character or their host or whatever.
And like news anchors aren't going to share like their
personal lives. Or whatever.
We really share what happens in our real lives. I mean,
you could
which is why I guess it's entertaining.
And but it's a very bizarre thing to me when I was thinking about like that is weird.
For a second while you were explaining that, I wanted to look towards the lobby and yell gunman. I don't know why. I don't know why I wanted to yell gunman.
God.
That's how it ends.
Yeah, I just wanted Sam
always
to
lock the door.
I wanted to see if she'd
freak me
throw
out,
her
man.
headphones and like lay flat on the ground.
No,
when I really think about it, it kind of freaks me out that like I've listened to Dan since I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And now I work for him.
Would it freak you out?
That's fucking weird.
Would it freak you out to know that I was in the room when you were born? I was
yes,
in there.
it would.
I was in there. Held your mother's hand.
You shouldn't have been listening at 12 years old.
You're right. I shouldn't have been, but I was.
Bad.
There was shit in early radio days that we wouldn't even do on a podcast, mainly because it was ultra racist. Anyway, let's play another.
Carl, you want to do Carl?
Yeah,
I got a lot of Carl. I mean, I got like 10 Carls to get through. Here's some Carl.
Hey, Tom, Dan, Sam, Butler. Hey, it's Carl from Duluth, Minnesota.
Sober.
Okay, so he's sober.
Yeah, he's sober.
And I'm just gonna give you the.
Are we enabling this man? Like, are we
maybe
causing
so.
his early demise?
He's gonna do it regardless.
I'm just gonna give you little bits and pieces of Carl because he does change.
Hey, Tom, Miss Daniel, Butler of the Travis, and Samantha Har. Just wanted to say, hey, what up? Fucking straight up from Duluth, Minnesota. And, yeah, whatever. I don't know. We drink a lot. That's one of the things that we do. And the other thing that we do is we, like, try to stay warm. Whatever. But I'm just trying to say is that, like, yeah, we have a fucking goddamn place. It's really fucking cold a lot of the time, so we go out and drink a lot. And, yeah, I fucking party it down, man. I'll fucking straight up fucking drink a 30, dirty 30. I don't care.
Okay, so what you saw there, I played clip 1, and that's clip 11.
So
it was. I'll just save you the
middle,
but that was 1 to 11, and that's what he does. He starts, call us like stone sober,
but we're causing this now where he's like, this is his new thing, and
he thinks that we think it's funny,
and then his wife is like, don't get drunk again. It's Friday. It's my thing. I gotta call up sober.
Yeah, they count on me. I'm one of their whack packers.
Yeah.
I'm in the mediocre.
Yeah. Then your wife will put on an ultimatum where it's us or her. He'll choose us. He'll keep getting drunk, and we'll keep playing into it, and dead.
Speaking of ultimatum, my wife is throwing out an ultimatum to me.
About what?
I might have to call her because I told her. Hold on, let me see if she's available.
You wanted to talk to her about the.
Yeah. I'm gonna call her right now because this is. She threw out an ultimatum. I don't even know her number.
That's we've gone over this. Remember it, memorize it.
No.
Get it tattooed on your arm.
No, I hate tattoos.
What if she changes her number?
No, that's a big mistake.
Get a henna tattoo.
Let's see if she answers. She's been a real bitch about this. We got into an actual fight.
What, you calling her while she's working?
No, she's not working. Is she working? I think she's working. I don't even know if she has a job.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
She might be in the chat room. Well, hey.
She was earlier.
Call me back, babe. Is it my turn?
No, it's
mine.
mine.
I did, Carl. Okay, your turn.
All right. So, Tom, Dan, and Sam, you guys had an email or call talking about making up your own dance and getting famous. In retrospect, on the Office episode Threat Level Midnight, Michael Scarn had the dance The Scarn, kind of similar to the electric slide. Thanks for the entertainment.
Oh.
I'm not familiar. I don't watch The Office.
Threat
so.
Level at Midnight was pretty rad.
Yeah, I remember the scar.
I've been watching. The Office
scoop.
again.
We can
And
make this popular, Tom.
The scoop.
Because your version of the dance is not what the dance is.
Can you give us a little bit of the scoop?
It's also not called the scoop,
So
but
it's
we're
like
keeping it the
this and
scoop. Scoop underneath. Yeah.
It's a scoop on top.
Scoop on top. You scoop on the bottom. Tom Vian. When you pump your fist. When you grab that gutter.
We can make this
spray the gutter.
We can make this go viral.
No, it's.
But you would have to do it with a bunch of other dads.
That's already been
long
done.
neck. You need to get long neck.
Yeah.
We
need to get
wide
long
neck, and then
We could. We got Busey's info.
We could get Busey.
Apparently he's
and
too big.
The Busey beauties.
He. By the way, I stopped following Long Neck on my Instagram.
Oh, why? What, you give your sons the phone? You found him watching Long Neck getting his neck licked by some black midget?
It's so... I feel like I die a little inside every time. And nothing against him or anything. Like, it's just all the videos...
Oh, you could totally say against him. It doesn't,
no, I know.
matter.
But I feel like...
Your wife's on line 1.
Oh, fuck.
It's just so bad.
Hey.
Yo.
So, I wanted to talk about the big fight we had.
Oh. Great. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go for it?
No, you go.
What was it about?
What happened?
Okay, so you guys know he has talked about his Manta sleep mask for a while now.
Yeah, my Manta sleep mask.
And while I love it and I think it helps him sleep better, every, I would say, 2 days, I feel like Manta puts out another, accessory for it, and Daniel feels like he has to buy it.
All right.
Okay, so now...
What accessories are a sleep mask?
Well, I started with the Manta
It's a
sleep
fucking
mask. Then I got the Max eye cups that have 40% more eyelash room.
Eyelash room?
Yeah, so your eyelashes don't touch your sleep mask. It's a holes.
Well, why are your eyes open in there? Like it's a
Oh
whole
no!
point
When you put your sleep mask on, you open your eyes, and
But why?
it keeps the dark out. I like being able to open my eyes. And I'm like, I'm blind.
Your eyelids are a Manta sleep mask.
No, they're
paint them darker.
No, when you shut your eyes, you always get that red tinge.
Uh-huh.
Close your eyes right now and then cover them with your hands. It gets instantly darker.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because the light is still
it's still
penetrating.
It's going to penetrate your eyelids.
Too
They're
thin.
Well, they got a new one that they came out with on. It must have been Sunday because we were arguing on Monday, right?
Yeah, because I checked the bank account, and, it's getting close to the 15th, so you get kind of low near it, and I'm like, why is there another Manta charge?
Yeah, guess what it is?
What?
Freezable eye cups.
Why do you want that?
Because it keeps your eyes cool. I didn't mean to go Arnold there. I was like, because it keeps your eyes cool. It keeps your eyes cool, and then it's relaxing, and it's like stress. It keeps the puffiness down. It's relaxing. You put them, you freeze them.
You're a baby.
4 cups. Why do you need, 4 different accessories to change out? And it's not a one-person job to change these cups out. He has to hold the cups on his eyes, and then I have to place the mask on top, so it wraps me into it.
I stand with Andrea.
The Velcro, it's a Velcro system.
You're holding your eye. She's wrapping.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I have to hold
an execution.
I put the okay. You're supposed to put the cups. There's tabs, so you know which direction they go, and you put the cups on your eyes, and then you have
this is too much.
A second person lay the Velcro on your head in order to line it up. I mean, what's the point of having it if you don't line the fucking Velcro on the eye cups?
This is stupid.
How much do you think you spent on the Manta sleep mask in the last month?
I don't want to talk about it.
Hold on. How much are they frozen eye cups?
I don't know, Daniel. How much are the frozen eye cups?
$30.
No!
Whoa! Just put ice cubes in there.
That seems excessive for some frozen eye cups.
Yeah.
I don't know what the market.
Those frozen eye cups better be like a Yeti and keep it cool all night.
Well, I mean, they're
Extra
gonna.
$30.
Your body heat will melt them fast.
I don't know anything. I haven't received them yet. I pre-ordered.
Was it GoFundMe?
No, it's you pre-order so you can be the first one with the frozen eye cups.
Andrew,
You have to be like Daniel. You have to chill out.
No, she said she was gonna fucking change my bank card.
I did. I was so close because Daniel likes to spend he's got probably his bank account saved in his Google, and so he can just click one order, boom, to the house.
It's
Now you guys have separate bank accounts, right? Still, or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
But I'm the one that handles all the finances for both bank accounts. But he doesn't. He never checks how much he has, and then he gets an alert for like he's under his set amount, and then he's like, "Why am I under my set amount?" Well, why
my
did you
God!
spend $50 on
Daniel.
Manta sleep mask this week?
I'm with Daniel.
I want a divorce.
I'm with Andrea.
I'm out.
And I know how to way to remedy this, and I have this problem too. My wife's bitching at me about some shit, and like complaining that we never have the money, and the tax season, same thing. And because my wife,
Yeah.
you know,
All they do is bitch.
I just
bitch.
use my card all the time. She's like, you spend $800 on White Claw in 3 months. I'm
Yeah.
like, don't you get it for free? I'm like, we go through all that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we need hidden bank accounts. That's
right.
how you know.
That's how you know.
You get to it.
That's what real businessmen have.
Yes, I know.
I don't think you guys make enough for that
Well,
to happen.
we don't.
We don't.
Now with this,
But I can put if
we
I put
need-
$100 in there, I can get my fucking frozen eye cups without somebody bitching at me.
But me and Daniel can go do hustle side jobs for.
Oh, the chat room is just roasting me.
Well, if we
fuck you guys, you don't know.
What are you gonna do? What are you guys gonna do for side jobs that you're gonna make? Put a little to the side.
Whoa, oh, hold on.
Get
I'm
her.
a
Don't let her-
businessman.
don't let her
I
talk
know
to you
how
like
to
that.
make the monies. Me and Daniel
Yeah.
can do plenty
We
of
can
side
do
jobs.
anything.
You're gonna gamble it away.
Well, I will. I need a side job. I need a separate bank account for my gambling monies too.
We're 100 times better businessmen than you'll ever be.
With what time are you gonna find a side hustle?
Well, we'll start doing it when we're pretending to work. And now, because then Samantha and
I have to
Travis
cut
can
down on my Facebook time.
They can just do ACT. We'll be out doing our side job.
Yes, throwing sod. Like something's manual labor. It's like we're fucking out there.
Use your gutter to.
We'll start
pressure washer business.
I'll go to whoever runs Baldwin Park. I'll use my savvy and slightly scammy business talking to convince them to hire T&D Media.
You guys honestly don't understand that this was a fucking screaming match. I had to convince her. I had to pre-warn her that I might call her about something and mention that it was about the fucking frozen eye cups for the Manta sleep mask. So look, I'm sorry, but
I was having such a bad morning yesterday, and then I saw the charge on there. And
it was two charges. It was two charges. The other one that put her over the top is I ordered a Hawaiian shirt that has Ric Flair all over it.
Your baby.
I have a baby. I ordered a Hawaiian shirt that's covered in Ric Flair. It says "Woo" all over it. And I just copied it and I sent it to my wife and I just said, I'm sorry in the email. Oh, man, not good.
And I'm stressing here about how to get a new flat iron because my hair was all bushy and my flat iron died. And he's ordering eye cups. I need the flat iron, and he's ordering eye cups and a Ric Flair shirt.
I have no argument. You realize that, right?
The spectrum of shit you order is really bizarre.
I like good sleep, and I like really good heel wrestlers from the 80s and 70s.
Only that.
I love you.
I love you, too.
Dude, I'm serious. We need a side hustle, and
down.
I got we could easily. Here's the thing: we could probably do one night at the Improv, right?
Yeah.
It's 300 tickets.
Were we
$20
gonna
a
work there?
ticket.
I'm like, here's your cheese sticks. Please be quiet.
It's
Is
no.
that what we-
We'll be
I thought
perform
you
on
were gonna be
stage.
servers at the Orlando Improv.
Times $20, $6,000. We can make one night. Now we'd probably have to divvy out a little bit to Samantha and Travis for helping us set it up, but so we could probably pull in $2,000 a piece. And we'll say, hey, buy tickets, Tom and Dan at the Improv. We don't have to prepare anything. We'll just show up, whatever. And
Blah,
then,
blah, blah.
Then $2,000 we'll put in our side. We'll go to Banco Popular. We'll get side accounts.
Yeah.
Well, both of us will have a joint account.
No, I don't want to join the account with you because you might overspend.
Yeah, then I'll look at me like, oh, Manta sleep mask again.
Yeah, then I'm looking. You ordered fucking cockroaches from Fona BB.
And a pound of kratom.
Yeah.
It'll be all gambling charges, but it'll be Chinese yen. If you're like, what the fuck, Chinese yen again? I'm like, God, Bovada, the fucking Dolphins.
Accounts compromised 10 times.
All right.
That happens already. Every other week we have to get a new credit card.
Yes.
Does Samantha...
in 4 minutes. So
okay, are you going to call call him?
He had an exact time he wants.
Because I don't remember the number unless you want
I
me
got
to.
it.
Samantha,
Okay.
Okay, I'll set this up. So last weekend, Jimmy texted me. I'll give you guys a little backstory about how I believe I got hustled. This is legit, by the way. So last weekend,
I also talked to Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel via
there.
Twitter about this, and I have a quote from him.
So, Jimmy, I've been playing poker over Jimmy's house in some incarnation for more than a decade, right?
Yeah.
Since back in like 2005, we started
I would
playing.
play occasionally, and you were there like consistently. You and
Every
even your
Thursday
wife.
night, yeah. Me and my wife, every Thursday, we would drive from Deltona to Jimmy's old place, like 3 houses ago, and play with all his friends and neighbors. That's how we met his buddy Code Black, Sean.
Yeah.
He lived next door, so he used to come over, and all their friends used to play. And it was like a fun family game. And by family, I mean, there's a lot of guys and their wives. But we'd all be drinking and smoking and everything. And it's kind of your typical dad Thursday night poker game. And so we did that for years consistently. Up until Jimmy moved to his second house, the house he lives before, and now he's got the elevator mansion.
Yeah.
And then we played for a while over that, and me and Jimmy have been playing poker for a long time, but it was always the same scenario. Like I'd come over to his house, and it would be like Code Black and his wife, and there would be the regulars, and a lot of like landscapers, blue collar guys,
all buddies of Jimmy's,
regular dads out to have fun, get away from their their kids, and drink some beers and smoke some cigarettes and play some cards, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what and Jimmy and we haven't done it in a long time. So
I think it was the first one he'd had at the new house.
Yes, it was. So he texted me like 3 weeks ago. He's like, "Hey, I'm playing cards. You in, right?" And it was a group text with a bunch of other numbers I didn't know. So I just said, "I'm in," or whatever. And so then, like a day before, our buddy Cabin Boy, you may know him as Cabin Boy, Matt. He texts me. He's like, "Hey, you going to Jimmy's house? I'm going to play." He's like, "Oh, cool." I rarely get to talk to Matt.
It's
that
awesome
often.
to see Matt. Yeah.
And so I was like, cool, like good time to catch up, because usually when we're playing this, we're talking shit, we're joking around.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
fun. It's fun.
We're drinking beers, all that stuff. So anyway, I go. It was a Saturday night. Get my White Claw. I bring when I play poker, like I go
usually
over.
Bring a Walmart bag.
You all that
now,
now it's become fancier. It's like a soft side cooler now, and I fill it full of White Claw, and I bring my plastic cup like White Claw and ice, and then
fancy bitch.
So I go over there. Now I'll when we call Jimmy, I'll explain to him.
I'm about to call him in a minute.
Yeah.
3:20 exactly. So wrap this up. Apparently, he's already given the narrative on his show.
Well, that's Jimmy's narrative.
That's
fucking fake news.
Uh-oh.
I don't even honestly.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't even know what happened
he
either.
Hasn't told us.
He's declaring a crisis on the border. There's no crisis. Anyway.
Crisis.
I believe I got scammed out of a lot of money.
Uh-oh.
And,
that's what you told me.
I don't know if he said the amount yet, but it was shockingly a lot, to the point where I had to lie to my wife. I had to I didn't tell you about this.
Well,
remember the check I wrote you on Monday?
Yeah.
And you probably thought that was weird.
That
That was I wrote you a check because I needed the money. I had to write myself a check to pay Jimmy back because he fucking hustled me.
The theme of this episode is we're really poor at money. Like bad. Yeah. By the way,
you won't be paid next week,
motherfucker.
I hope you don't mind.
I didn't give that check to my wife.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mention it.
They're playing a commercial during their hold.
It's good. You can put it on hold, and I'll pick it up.
Yeah, let's make fun of their advertisers.
Okay.
Grease fire. You're not supposed to throw water on it.
Butler, write this down so we can pilfer these.
Totally cool. Go back when you get a chance.
What company is this?
The Geico Insurance.
Geico.
Oh, it's Geico.
We got it.
Write down Geico. Go after Geico.
Number
we
one.
need an insurance.
Middle name. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is.
We're going live with Jimmy on Real Radio.
Each spring, we lose an hour of sleep in the name of daylight savings time.
This is got to be a
rest when you've got a new Jeep SUV.
Oh, Jeep.
We already have.
we
have
got
the car dealership, so we can't use that one.
Subaru.
We're good.
Yeah. That's.
He's getting double advertisement over here.
Well,
Whoa,
Uh-oh.
relax.
Ooh, that's at Kratom.
Don't
Don't
make fun. Don't stop doing it.
That's true. He did stop. Actually,
Partly because you motherfuckers make fun of me. I look like a trash person.
I am surprised that you threw the whole thing in the trash. It's proud of you that day.
It was a big bag, too.
It was a big bag.
That lying gold stuff.
So we still don't even know what the scam is here on Jimmy's end.
Yeah,
but
well, I'll explain. It's a classic hustle.
you're going to have to say it fast because remember, they're on radio time.
I know. I'll get through it, but I should have saw. I realized when it was too late that it was happening, and but I should have realized right when I walked in the room that I was the mark.
Visit millsair.com now. 1992, millsair.com.
Okay.
Go.
American Air and Heat, the family-friendly service.
Radio 104.1.
Oh, they're back.
Oh, Jimmy's trying to be
Still there?
cool.
All right, very good.
My
Hey, guys,
plan.
welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio
10 years old.
104.1. 407-916-1041. Text the show at 77031. Like I told you guys earlier, my buddy Tom Van from Tom and Dan, you can hear those guys daily. You can download the podcast, tomanddan.com. I think my buddy Tom thought that I set up shut up. I thought my buddy Tom thought I set him up in a gambling game, so they're going to call and get this all worked out because I don't even know how you could possibly think I could do that.
You hustled me, Jimmy, 100%, and I'll plead my case, especially to your fine coworkers, Ross, Deborah. Please listen out and
Jack.
listen to me.
Oh, you forgot
Jack,
the one that...
Boss man
Well,
Jack.
I consider Jack your boss. It's not a coworker. Your boss man Jack, who's there. Please listen to my case.
He's the heart of the show.
And realize that you have a hustler and a scammer amongst you.
I would watch my back. I mean, I wouldn't work for the guy.
No, absolutely not.
Hey, yeah, go ahead and spill your heart. Jack is listening.
So, okay, and I was
wait a minute. Jack's not here. My bad.
I was explaining that I've been playing. How long have we been playing poker together, Jimmy? Like, for more than a decade, correct?
Yes, yeah, well over 10 years.
So, and every other time that you've invited me to a card game, and, you know, they used to be Thursday nights regularly
Well, at least
at
you
your
got
house.
invited. It's not like I could walk to the house.
Well, you're not a card player, and I think he likes you too much, and he's scamming me. Anyway.
That's probably the case. He does like me.
So every other time I've ever played at Jimmy's house in one of Jimmy's card games, like I walk in, it's like a bunch of blue collar guys. Sometimes their wives that dabbled in poker, and we're all there to drink some beers, smoke some cigarettes, and just hang out, talk to each other. It's a friendly dad night,
yeah,
and that's what I've been used to for years, for over a decade. And so Jimmy sent me a text and said, "Hey, I'm playing cards with a bunch of other numbers," and so I knew it was a bunch of people, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there, right?" So I show up to Jimmy's new mansion.
I know. With the elevator? Did
with-
you ride the elevator?
Oh, I rode the elevator to the top floor because
it's a golden elevator.
I know.
So I ride the golden elevator to the top floor of his mansion.
Yeah, you want to yell, "Burp, Charlie, burp!" It's a golden elevator.
And the doors open, and there's Jimmy sitting at the head of the poker table with our buddy Matt, Captain Boy Matt, from know him from the Shannon Burke show. Now he's a small business owner, very successful.
Yeah.
He's sitting there. He looks up, and then I see like three other guys that I don't recognize. And then I'm like, oh, okay. What? And everybody's quiet, and it's dark in there. And Jimmy's sitting, and there's like a light on him. He looks like a crime boss from a Marvel movie because you have the look of a crime boss now.
He looks like Kingpin got cancer.
And so I sit down. I have my cooler full of White Claw. I'm there to have some dad fun, right? And then Jimmy's like,
by the way, nothing says party like you walking in with a purse full of White Claw.
I used to bring...
it was a corksicle bag.
I used to fill up just Bud Lights with a Winn-Dixie bag of ice at Jimmy's old house.
My God.
I've moved up in this world. Anyway, so I sit down, and I'm like, the guys sitting to the left, everybody's super nice, but they have the look in their eye.
But you didn't know who they were.
I didn't know who they were, and they had the look of we're here for business, right? So I sit down, and then all of a sudden Scott Maxwell comes in, and then Jimmy's best friend Code Black comes in, and we all sit down and we start playing cards, and Jimmy's like, two decks. He starts he's like, we got to shuffle, go, and we start playing cards.
Yep,
and
that sounds like Jimmy.
And we're playing, he's fast at it, so we're playing literally like a hand every minute and a half. It's fast.
It was a little bit more than that, but we were playing pretty fast. Matter of fact, you aren't the only person that commented about how quickly we were playing.
So, and anyway,
that's a diss, by the way.
And he starts yelling at me because I only had a certain amount of cash on
Come
me.
on, donkey,
Yeah, we heard about the $110 when you walked in, and you should have had $200.
And by the way, dude, the other numbers that were part of the text that I sent you were telling you that this was not our normal game. This was a little bit bigger stakes for this game. That's why those people were there. The other guys were not. And you walked into a $200 buy-in game with $110.
Now, here's the thing. It's a cash game, though. It's not a tournament. So I thought you said you put the limit at 200. And in my mind, I was like, I know Jimmy's friends are a bunch of blue-collar dudes. They're not going to come with 200 bucks.
Dude, he's got his own show now.
I know. Well, apparently.
You forgot about the golden elevator.
He's ditched all his landscaper friends, and now he's got rich poker player pros that he's new friends with. And so I have only $110 anyway. So
wait a minute. That is why you gave me the check. Because you bought in 3 times?
It gets worse. Dude, hold on.
Oh, my God. He had to cut me a check on Monday. I had no idea why I was getting paid.
This is where the
shareholders distribution, Jimmy.
This is where
be careful.
This is where the scam comes in. So now I can hold my own. I've been playing poker for a long time, so it's not like, and no one's cheating me. But here's the thing: everybody to the left of me, as I notice, like I'm starting to drink my White Claw, as I do when I'm playing cards. I want to build up a base, so I'm pounding White Claw. And so I notice the guys next to me. I look, and they're drinking water. And then one of them even makes a comment like, "I don't drink when I play cards." And I'm like, "Oh my God, we're like what am I in?" Because in every other instance,
why am I here?
Yeah. Because in every other instance, I go to Jimmy's house to play cards. Everybody's wasted, like you're having 8-9 beers. Code Black is on his 85th Bud Light. And even Code Black is sitting there silent and serious.
Was it a dry game?
It was not a dry game, but I mean, he's right. The people were playing for a little bit of money there, so they wanted to play well. I mean, I got the most hammered out of everybody by far.
Yeah, he was lispy drunk.
Well, it was to the point where at this point I knew, like, these guys are playing serious. And I look at Scott Maxwell. His hands are shaking because he realized he's getting scammed too. I look over at Cabin Boy. Cabin Boy's dead serious. He's in business mode. Code Black's not saying anything.
You were out of your league.
And then I'm everybody's playing by the book too. Like, there's no family pots. Like, I'm used to, like, everybody throws in an ante. Let's see the flop. I'm having to pay like $8 just to see the flop because when it gets around to the pros, they're re-raising the ante, and then so we couldn't even see a flop without paying an $8 or $9, $10 and stuff. So my $110 is just dwindling down.
It doesn't sound as fun as the old game.
No, and then
it's not when when you were ATMing every 5 seconds. You're ATMing, man. It's not going to be any fun. I mean, when you put down $110, I actually elbowed Scott Maxwell and looked over at you, and we both snickered. Openly snickered at you.
Here's where the pure scam comes in that I didn't realize Jimmy would do to me, but apparently he's
What, did he front you the money?
I lose my $110, I get a bad beat, right? So at this point, we're only like 35 minutes into the game. Like we've played like 38 hands already, and so my
38 hands. You're 35 minutes in. You've already consumed 9 White Claw in 35 minutes.
Yeah, and then
well done.
So I'm out of money, and Jimmy's like, no problem. And Jimmy goes behind a painting. He takes a painting
That's
off
where his safe is. He's got a safe there.
And he's got cash behind some painting that he has, and he pulls out a stack of cash. He's like, I'll front you another 100, buddy, whatever. So I felt like at this point, I'm like, okay, I came here to play. Now I'm another 100 in, right? So I'm trying to play as tight as possible, but now I'm already on tilt because everybody else has higher stacks than me. for any of the poker players out there, you know, if you got a short stack, you have no leverage. It's hard to win. Even if you go all in, you got $100. These guys got 400.
Yeah,
they'll call you because they're not going to be out. So you have no power at that point. So now I'm just trying to lose as little as possible. I'm folding. I'm on tilt. I'm like, God, I'm already 110 down. My stack keeps dwindling. Whatever. And
isn't that how you run the business of your show?
How dare you, Jimmy?
The stack dwindling? Oh yeah, yeah. Especially when he has to pay his business partner $600.
I'm trying to tell Scott Maxwell a story because, listen, I go there. I'm there to tell some stories, to catch up with some old friends.
$110 worth of old stories.
And so I try to start telling Scott Maxwell about some Dice Man stories back in the day, and then all of a sudden, everybody's like, shh. And then I look down, you guys are in a pot worth $180, and so I have to be quiet and not tell my story.
They were telling you to be quiet?
Oh, yeah.
We had to quiet him down. He wouldn't shut up.
The pros were telling me, like, who brought this jackass?
Who were the pros?
I don't know. Like, they literally might as well had hoodies on and sunglasses.
I can tell you that.
And they were good players. Like, I'm talking, they were playing position. They were playing by the book as it gets.
Yeah.
Like, I'm loose with my chips. I'm,
we know.
You can't wait to tell stories about how somebody wanted to buy your feet.
People like those stories, Jimmy.
Man stories. Nobody was paying attention. Everybody was trying to play cards. You're living the old life. Borrowing money for my painting over and over again.
Okay, so
what does the painting look like?
Shut up, Deb.
So
No,
by the way,
don't speak to her
there's
that
guns
way.
strewn about everywhere too, hidden under every potted plant.
You look like you're in Ted Nugent's basement.
Guns and money everywhere. So then I get another bad beat, and I'm out the other $100. So Jimmy goes to another painting and pulls it off, and he's like, I get another 100 for you, right? So I get
like tape money behind your painting.
It's like a national treasure.
Yeah, in case I have an escape pod from the 4th floor, and if I have to get some extra cash and get the hell out of there,
Yeah,
that's where I keep it.
Special type of paranoid, yeah.
Now, everybody out there, I know what they're thinking. Your listeners, my listeners, poor crybaby Tom's come up with this whole conspiracy that's BS. That's not true.
Yeah, that's an odd way to say annoying, but yeah.
You're bad. You're bad at poker, and you're just bitching about
That's
it.
what it sort of sounds like.
Yeah. Well, here's the proof. All right. So I've been playing poker with Jimmy for over 10 years.
We
right?
know. Yeah.
I've played many a times heads up with Jimmy. We have always had a rivalry when it comes to poker, and we try to beat each other. It's a good dad rivalry that we've had for a long time. And so there was a instance during my last $40 that I had it was me and Jimmy heads up at this point, right? A pretty big pot, and the river card hits. I think it's a king or something, right? So it's my turn first to bet, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, I had, I believe I had king ace or whatever. And when the king hit, I'm all in with my last $50 or $40 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it was apparent. And I saw it in Jimmy's eyes that he knew I had hit that river card and I had the best hand, and he did not have the best hand. And what does Jimmy do? He looks at me, I see it in his eyes, and he pity calls me just to give me $50 and to help me win the pot, because he was so guilty because he knew he'd been scamming me this whole time, lending me tons of money from his paintings, and knew that
this is insane.
His pro player poker playing buddies.
Jimmy, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
We did not know what this was.
He pity called me.
He's been fuming about this all week. Now we finally get to it, and this just sounds like a crazy person yelling at a good American.
It is, so the best part of this entire story, by the way, half of that's true. I'll let you figure out which half. Really, the half that benefits me is the half that's true. But I will tell you for sure, the funniest part of this, and if I could rewind my life, I would do it to that night, because the next day, watching you flip-flop your dumpy ass up to my front door and cram a corporate envelope with $200 miscellaneous dollars in it under my door, rather than actually just texting my wife who's there all day long.
Can you release that video?
That would have been the best Ring footage of all time.
By the way, your fancy mansion doesn't have any gap underneath the door. I can't even slide the envelope under there.
We did hear about the envelope. Yeah.
I go over there. I'm like, I'll just slide the envelope under the door. I was mad that I have to pay
These houses
this money.
are built well.
Yes, I know. And I'm trying to stuff the envelope. Then your neighbors are walking by, and it looks like some juggalo in jean shorts trying to mess with your door. If I was a different color, I'd be shot for sure in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
I almost had you shot then. I mean, I honestly wanted to just have my wife let my dog out on you. That would have been the funniest thing, is her open the door, 150 pounds of snarling slobber running at you full speed would have been the greatest.
Dexter would have licked you to death.
When Jimmy Pitty called me, and just because he felt sorry for me, I knew that the hustle was on, and he started. That's why, like, after he got drunk, he felt bad that I was losing all my money, and that he kept giving me money, enabling me.
So you're not going to play with him anymore.
Never again. And
I understand.
Taking his ball and he's going home.
I understand. I've got my money from you. I'm perfectly happy, but I will just let you know now, before we have to go, we have to slide out of here, that I am having a game in a couple weeks. You in?
No, man. Now, here's why. I'll explain myself. It's because now I'll be prepared. I'll show up with my hoodie and sunglasses, dead sober.
All right.
I'll be on marijuana.
You won't be sober.
Yeah. Marijuana doesn't count. And a couple White Claws. I'll bring like 8 this time.
Make sure your hoodie is stuffed full of cash, because my paintings are now dry.
Well, now
that Adderall. All right, guys. Tom and Dan, you can hear them every single night right after us with a Corporate Time. And you can download their Mediocre Time podcast, incredibly famous and funny, at tomanddan.com. Anything else? The app, too?
Yeah, the app's out there. Just all tomanddan.com.
BDMs flood their phone lines like Opie and
get
Anthony. Get them! Flood their phone lines! Get them! These people think I'm crazy.
You are crazy.
Okay.
You did not get scammed.
No, but a lot of that was real, I could tell.
Because
you were getting very hot.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and even
because you were very, very hot.
Okay, here's how I knew that it was serious.
Scott Maxwell alluded to you maybe being
inebriated,
very inebriated.
Well, that's what happens when I go play poker over Jimmy's house.
Okay, so I'm trying to follow along because I don't want to just go all in on you because I understand what's happening here. So I just want to try to put myself in your shoes. I get it. You showed up for, pardon me, friendly,
fun time,
cash game, and when you got in there, Jimmy had elevated the level of the poker game to like traditional real poker, like a game.
Based on the money throwing like everyone's throwing around, like someone walked out of there with like 8 hundo.
Yeah, because you've played in some big games.
Yeah. But if I'm playing in a big game, I need to know that I'm playing in a big game.
Right.
Like, I go to play at the poker room.
So your bitch is that he
undersold what it was.
Yeah, exactly. He did. Okay, I understand.
Didn't warn me. I walked
into
a trap. And the trap was
because you didn't even bring enough to fully invest in the game, right?
Well,
it's $200 buy-in.
He said the max was $200. That's all he said. He didn't give me details. He's like,
no, it sounded like from what he said. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it sounded like
going back.
It sounded like what he meant to say was $200 buy-in. That's what I heard, right? Am I wrong?
He's pulling up the text.
Doesn't it sound like Jimmy expected everybody to come to the table with $200? That's a pretty big fucking.
I feel like everybody.
Okay, here, read this.
Right.
You can read Jimmy's address too. I don't care.
He's fucking mad. He's really mad. Lately, I don't know if it's this Adderall or your prostate inflamed. You're a pissed off motherfucker. He's calling me little dickhead. You're yelling at people. You called Butler potato face the other day. Get your potato face out of this fucking studio.
He also called him a Neanderthal today because he spilt shit all over himself.
I like New Tom and mad. 7 p.m. tonight, and then he gives the address. I'll have food, whiskey, beer, and cigars. Bring what you need. See you tonight. By the way, it's a $1 to $2 game. Max buy-in, $200. Reload when necessary.
Yeah, he didn't say like what I thought he was setting a max. So like I looked at my wallet.
He sounded like it was $200 buy-in.
No, he said max 200. So
in the text, yes, but on the radio,
he said $200
buy-in. He's trying to make him look so better. Yeah, I'm on Team Tom now. At first, I was on the fence.
Yeah,
but
here's how you know.
Here's what's happening. You are just shitty podcaster.
I know,
Jimmy
big radio.
is a
Radio.
host.
Yeah.
Is a host, and you are not.
He's he's taking advantage of a small businessman just scraping to get along.
Yeah.
And he took advantage. Look at he not only taking advantage of me, Scott Maxwell, who's like scraping along in the newspaper industry.
Oh, man, that guy.
No.
Like he's literally.
He is the newspaper. He's the guy.
Yeah, and then Captain Boy, he says he's a small business owner too. Even his best friend Code Black, who his personality, he was dead silent the entire time, sweating.
That's not like him at all.
No, because
Code Black is usually the loudest at the table. He's the fun guy.
he almost drove me home.
So he was like nervous.
He's the guy. Like Code Black,
He was
will be
almost
the guy,
out before me.
He's the guy that if like you're playing and you're having fun, he'll just be like, fuck it, I'll go all in. And he'll just have fun.
He's laughing.
So he wasn't
having fun.
doing any of that.
No, he's dead serious. Because he realized
that's a tell.
when he sat down next to the pros.
That's a tell.
He's like, like this is serious. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
And he was almost out first. He almost drove me home because I Ubered there. And he's like, which not 9 Bud Lights. It's fine, but he's a different kind of human. Anyway, he's fine.
He's a different kind of human.
He really is.
He can have 30 Bud Lights.
Not
be
against the
fine.
Breathalyzer.
Walk a line. Anyway. So, but I knew that it was the hustle was on when Code Black is dead quiet and sitting there.
So he says it. Plus, he's doing it every couple of weeks. So what he's doing is, it used to be like shit. You could go. Back in the day, I used to go over there for $50.
I know.
And you'd be able to play all night.
He's big radio, taking advantage of his
Wait a
old
minute.
small time friends.
Was there a second game?
I don't know. I left.
So there wasn't like a smaller cash game.
No.
Like,
It was just that table in a dimly lit, and Jimmy was the only. It looked like a Marvel crime boss sitting there. He got suspenders, wearing a suit, and bald. And
I agree with you. I agree.
And he was lending me money on purpose.
How does it feel to know you lost a friend?
It feels good now that I know what kind of piece of shit he is.
My God.
Listen, I'm going to go back to his house and win all my money back. And now that I know,
getting another check on that.
now that I know what I'm walking into, I'll be prepared. Because it took me a while to figure out that I was being hustled, and that's usually If you figure out you're being hustled halfway into the hustle, it's already too far gone.
Yeah, you're hustled away.
You never hustled the hustler. I know better. I'll get you, Jimmy.
There you go. We're going to let Tom calm down. We're going to take a little break. We come back and do some news, some Butler news.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. This is Brutus, female-fronted band, but she also plays drums. You'll like it. We'll be right back. That is the drums. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha and Butler are here. Speaking of Butler, we're going to jump into his news. Anything to plug before we go there?
Just our next cruise is going to be 4/20 of next year, and you can find out all the details at Tom and Dan Cruise 2020. But I know that there's 250, 260 people booked already. So
different boat.
Yeah, so make sure to book it.
Hopefully Carnival will be able to dock their boats, considering they're in a lot of trouble if you're dumping oil everywhere.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. This thing.
They'll get slapped on the wrist for a fine, and they keep going.
Fuck the fish.
How about Butler's event over at Tank America?
Yeah.
420.
Yeah.
Yes. April 20th, for a $25 buy-in for the session. We have a 7:30 and 8:30, I believe, sessions. It's going to be pretty epic. It's going to be awesome. I don't know if you've, I'm sure we've all talked about how amazing their laser tag is. It's a military combat kind of real.
Check out their website, too, because they have like a layout of it. Mm-hmm. It's huge. It's like a whole warehouse of different rooms to go through.
The fact that it's indoor and air-conditioned,
that's
what I like. I'm not running around outdoors.
I mean, it looks like Mumbai, but it feels like Millennium Mall. So
and the technology is actually pretty dope, and they explain it on the website, so check it out.
It's really, really cool. I'm going to use the same music
and Butler's going to have some giveaways. giveaways, and I think,
what are you giving
one
away?
of them's going to be a Mellow Mushroom gift card.
We got some Mellow Mushroom gift cards.
Nice.
I'm gonna hopefully get some swag out there. Some I can get a couple shirts and stuff.
I love it. Let's. I'm going to use the same Austin Powers music I use. Going with this whole British theme.
I don't believe Butler's British.
I know you get mad about it.
We need to see his birth certificate.
Yeah.
Bunch of birthers out around.
Very Trumpy.
Fuck you guys.
Aren't you going to become a U.S. citizen and renounce your UK citizenship?
I was thinking about it. It's a little cheaper than renewing my passport and my green card, but I'm kind of playing with the idea. I got about 11 months to figure this shit out.
How often do you have to do that?
I believe the green card, it's almost like every 9 to 10 years.
I think, that sounds about right.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
really,
that is a long time.
You're like, it's like colonoscopy. Fine. 2 pallops. News
Pallops?
today.
What are pallops?
It's like a scallop polyp.
Oh my God. What do polyps look like?
Like little bubbles, right?
Ew.
Like a little skin tag. Yeah,
I'm gonna barf.
Skin tag in your
in your butthole.
It could be in your butthole.
In your
could be
butthole.
anywhere.
It's
I
far
have a
down deep in there.
really itchy hemorrhoid.
Come on.
And it just feels so good to scratch it.
Come on.
Oh.
Yeah, you
All
scratch
right.
it.
First news story.
With I like to upgrade from toilet paper to just a straight up paper towel. And I fold it 4 times so I get like a square about the size of a cocktail napkin, and then I fucking go at it.
Come on.
Right, speaking of hemorrhoids, Arby's is selling trips to Hawaii for $6.
What?
How about that?
Arby's
Boom.
is?
Arby's is offering trips to Hawaii for only $6. The fast food chain Arby's is promoting the new sandwich by selling 24-hour trips to Hawaii for $6. So when you would have to enter on their website, but there's only a 6-hour. You're only on the island for 6 hours. You eat 3 of their Hawaiian-themed sandwiches while you're there, and you fly first class there, first class back, only on the island for 6 hours.
I don't.
It's a quick
Why even
24-hour
do
trip.
that?
No, but
getaway.
just to say you did it.
The fucking flight is way longer than 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it
But
depends on where you're from.
But you're
coming from,
first
yeah.
class.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
you're getting
dumb.
unlimited booze. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, I think
that's an adventure.
From California, because I went there once, and it's like a 4-hour flight. Or
Yeah, but if
3,
you're here in Florida,
You're probably obligated to kind of get your ass over to California and then
then
they go
fuck
from
all
there.
that.
Yeah, well, from Florida,
It's a free
like
fucking
you
trip.
got 5 hours to.
To what? Eat Arby's? I could do that here.
$6 to Hawaii.
Yeah, but they're gonna make
It's like
sure.
an 8-hour flight. You go 5 hours from
not
here to
worth it.
LA.
I
and
feel
then
like you
LA
guys are unfairly shitting on this. You know, first of all, you know that Arby's going to hook you up with some shit because you're going to get
I don't
all
know
your
that.
pictures made. Yeah, you do know that.
There's 10
they're going to
winners.
take your pictures.
Yep.
You're going to be part of this like campaign. You might even be on a commercial. You're going to make the news for sure. You're going to fly first class, so that's unlimited booze and food, whatever the flight you're on. So that's fine. Once you get there, you're not going to get like normal Arby's. You're going to get like the Arby's that's in the pictures, which means you're going to get the good ass Arby's.
Oh, I got a scam call.
Uh-oh.
Hello? It's from Panama City. I know it's a scam. Hello?
Well, they know.
Hello?
They know.
God, how do they know so fast?
They know.
Dude,
They know now.
I've had 10 robocalls today. It's
Yeah. I've had a few.
now,
you guys wouldn't do that? I would totally do it.
But you could.
I would 1,000% do it.
You could stay
And I don't even like flying.
as long as you want and just buy your own ticket back,
Yeah.
right?
It's 10 people total, and you can't take a guest. Fuck that.
That seems.
I gotta go by myself.
Yeah, it says
For
no
6 hours?
volcanoes, no pineapple farms, just you, sweet buns, tender meats, and a Hawaiian paradise.
I
to
don't
eat them in.
believe for a second that if you guys won that anybody here would say no to it.
I would.
I would fucking go.
No
absolutely.
way. I
First
would
class for 8
it's
hours.
just
That's
first
crazy.
class. And again, it's a story to tell.
So, how many people win?
10.
10.
Oh, so okay. Well, so, like, couldn't they just bring 10 people to Hawaii for? Like you fly them over there first class, and you're like, hey, I know it's a gimmick, is for 6
Yeah,
hours.
it's
or
a
whatever.
bit.
Yeah. Do they take you to the only Arby's on the island? And
I'm
then-
sure there's probably some sort of like resort getay they take you to for the 6 hours where you're eating. Because that'd be kind of weird just to go to like some
I don't
bullshit
even like flying,
Arby's in
and I would do
Honolulu.
that.
Yeah, some
What?
dirty, stinky Arby's in Honolulu.
That's the point. They take you to the Arby's in Hawaii. You
Yeah.
eat their shit, and then you
Could be. I don't
fly
know.
you back.
It may not be the Arby's in Hawaii. Maybe you're eating it like in a nice banquet room. Again, this is all set up for PR, so they're gonna make it nice. It's not gonna be shitty,
I bet you they'll bring you to the Arby's in Hawaii.
but it's
Like-
not gonna be shitty. I guarantee it.
No, because you're
Those
taking
sandwiches
pictures
are going to
and-
be, they're going to be taking pictures of those sandwiches. The meat's going to be folded by some professional fucking guy.
Yeah, but you're still getting the Arby's sandwich. Like,
Not
no
necessarily.
matter how.
You might, it's going to be better. You know, like the picture never looks like what you actually get.
You'll get the picture. Like,
you're gonna get the good Arby's,
but you'll just get like it'll be some like marketing person in corporate. They'll make your sandwich so that they make sure
you're
it's
definitely getting the most picture perfect, beautiful sandwich.
Although we say this, and I remember back to when I was doing live reads for Burger King, and I remember they had like this huge campaign, and it was I've told the story before, but so they picked one radio personality.
King deals.
Yes, the King deals. So they picked one radio personality from each station. So it was like it was me from a radio.
Somebody in the chat room said, "Tom, retell the story of BK," and then he says, "And he's doing it."
Fuck you, sir. Get out of here. He
was probably playing poker with you at Jimmy's house.
So me and I think it was someone from Real Rock, someone from Roomba.
You, Super Dave, Big Frog.
yeah. And then another person
pattern here
from like Magic, you know. So it was all like,
Taco Bob.
So we get an email and we had to get on like
Trick Danger, Savage,
this corporate group call,
Beefy Bill.
And the whole thing was like these BK King deals, and I had to memorize like in the live reads on Wednesday. It was like 2 Whoppers for $5. Then on Thursdays it was like 2 chicken sandwiches for $5. Anyways, the King deals Monday through Friday. King deals
By the way, no king would consider that a deal. It's kind of like Champions Gate here in town. There's no champions that live there.
So I remember there like this big deal. Like someone from corporate was going to come down and meet with us, all the personalities that were doing this campaign, and talk to us about like how it was going and give us tips. It was some corporate bullshit. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And like I get $20 a live read, so you do 2 live reads a day. It adds up over the week, and like trying to hustle, make some money. And so they picked the Burger King over an iDrive, right? Like far from the radio station.
I thought you said it was the one on Sand Lake.
Sand Lake. Okay, Sand Lake.
By my house.
Yes, it was on Sand Lake. Sorry, but it was far from the radio station.
Which, by the way, is one of the most ghetto Burger Kings.
It is. Yeah,
nobody goes there.
Yeah. So they picked the Sand Lake Burger King, and now, mind you, there's a Burger King in Maitland that's on 1792. There's a couple like that are within 10 minutes drive.
But I mean, like Burger Kings are always a little fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Like,
they're not the best.
They're always in disrepair. They're always being like remodeled, and I'm like, why bother? Just knock it down with the people that work there inside.
So I go up to the counter, and they have like they're not the typical employee at Burger King. Like I could tell it's someone that they brought in from corporate to like run the register that day, so that because they were hosting these radio personalities, so they wanted to make sure everything's perfect, because they want the radio personality to talk about the eating at Burger King, which I guess they didn't realize none of us give 2 fucks that we'll just lie whatever it takes to get that $20 live read because we're all underpaid and hate our fucking jobs and hate the corporation we work for.
I remember thinking it was pretty cool though when you got it. I was like, oh, he's got the Burger King read.
Yeah. I had to do it as Tom because they didn't want to be associated with Drunky. That was the first time I started using Tom because I realized no company wants to have Drunky on their name.
Boy, I got a Burger King live read.
Anyway, so I go up to the corporate employee who I could tell like she has no experience, like she's a perfect like apron, like she's wearing a business shirt underneath, like what I'm saying. And then she's like, hello, what would you like today? And then I'm like, and then I thought I was gonna impress him by knowing it was the goddamn Thursday King deal. I'm like, I'll have the Thursday King deal, and she's like, we don't honor that here. And then I was like, what the fuck?
Well, I hope that happens in Hawaii. I hope they go there. We would like the Hawaiian pulled pork sandwich. And the person's like, no, we only got the regular roast beef.
Why are we doing this here? What is the whole point of any of this? Like, why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why do it? And then I was so upset about like how dumb corporations are and just a waste, nothing matters, that I was like, I wonder if the Burger King by the radio station honors the, and of course they
probably
do. Yes, of course. I checked it out. I went on my way home.
It's like the poker tournament. Sometimes he gets so fucking mad, he'll actually go and investigate things that don't matter. He's at the Burger King by. They're like, "Do you honor the King deals?" And they're like, "Yes." He goes, "Go!"
Just dumb corporations. Nothing matters. Just remember that.
It's true. Next story.
Sorry.
All right, we have a Bay Area Uber driver caught on video returning to rob the home of a passenger he just dropped off at the airport.
See, these rideshare things are kind of getting like fucked with hard, and
they really are.
Well, the more popular things become,
Sure.
the more problems and instances these happen. But like, look at the overall. It's like Craigslist. Like, remember when it came out? Like, oh, Craigslist is dangerous. There's a Craigslist
it's all
killer.
murderers. That's why I don't go there.
Well, one murder happens.
Same thing with Uber and Lyft. All murderers.
But it's just statistics. Like 10 million transactions happened, and everything went fine. And there's one murder, and everybody's like, well, all of Craigslist are murderers.
Mm-hmm.
And then one break-in happens with Uber. Well, how many Uber?
Just like all Trump supporters are racist. Everybody knows that.
It's one Uber, like Uber thing happens, but how many Uber rides were happening that day? Millions?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
The statistics are you're
it's
fine.
still super scary, though.
It is.
You know?
Why is it scary?
Well, it just makes
Because it's a stranger. You're getting in their car. They know where you live.
Here's why it's scary: is it used to not be on my radar. Now it's on my radar, so it just makes me have to do. I used to just do what everybody does. Uber's getting here. I'm just drinking White Claw as fast as I can, and then getting into the car. Now I keep my wits about me a little bit more when I get in an Uber.
That's fine. Listen, everybody.
Although the last time I was in an Uber, I fell asleep.
Everybody lives everywhere. You go to every single house. There's someone living in there. Like, so what does it matter? Like, they're gonna target you because why? Like, they know that you have a bunch of cash hidden, like
behind your paintings.
Like,
I was thinking when you were telling me that, I'm like, oh, God, I don't know if you should be saying that. Plus, who the fuck has like? Actually, I just picture Jimmy's has like a picture of fucking George Washington crossing the Delaware and shit.
It's of Trump.
Yeah,
I didn't put that in there, but it's Trump's American Eagle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a watercolor painting.
Yeah,
it's not an actual picture.
No,
but
no.
It
It's a
was
reproduction.
It was commissioned by by the Eagle himself. So. Anyway,
so this dodo, he was actually caught on with the Ring app, one of those doorbell ringers. So he actually went to the house to go rob it, couldn't get in unsuccessfully, and then went and robbed the neighbor's house, who there in turn actually called the police and then put out on one of those neighbor apps, hey, there's a guy banging on people's doors. The person who was at the airport recognized that as the Uber driver, called the police. They actually went and arrested him at his home while he was still wearing the outfit.
That's his technique for robbing, is to bang on people's
Fucking
doors.
idiot.
Well, then what do? Wait till they answer, then beat them up?
No,
well, if they don't answer, then you kind of just
you kick the door in.
Kick the door in, I guess.
Oh my God!
You know, the cops came to my house today asking if we had Ring doorbell footage of anybody.
Oh, the armed robbery thing?
No, not that. And by the God, I wanted to mention that, but a guy we used to work with, like I didn't even realize on a gentleman's guide this week, we talked about a story right near my house of an armed robber, and he got in an accident, and he was like at large in my neighborhood for a while. And we talked about it on a gentleman's guide. I didn't know at the time that guy who was running from the cops that got in the accident crashed into a mother and his daughter. Or her daughter.
People that we know.
Yeah, of old coworker of ours, the nicest guy in the world too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just say Frank Clover.
Yeah.
He was an engineer. He's the reason we can take phone calls, like Jimmy's call in here, because he would give me engineering advice.
Yeah. He helped us out.
He's fixed headphones for me. He's wired plugs for me, custom plugs and stuff. He's an amazing human being.
Yeah, I mean, the nicest man in the world. Just like apparently he would wired the church that he went to for free. Because he was an engineer at the radio station. Anyway, that armed robber crashed into his wife and daughter, and they
were just coming home from like an after-school thing. They were just minding their own business, and this fucking guy running from the cops crashed into them. They both were in critical condition.
Yeah.
So they have a GoFundMe now.
Yes, and if you look and search GoFundMe, Lover,
Put it in the Twitch.
Okay, yeah.
LOVRE.
Yeah,
it's in Twitch, and then you can go to our Facebook pages and find it if you want to. It's just super sad.
Because the guy's and it also so scary that like some sort of totally random thing like that could happen. It like I don't know how, like it just makes you live in fear.
This shit happens every day, but it does open your eyes a little bit when it's somebody you know.
Yeah,
100%.
And
you're close to home, absolutely.
But anyway, I wanted to mention that earlier and I forgot. But I hope and it looks like they are on a long road to recovery, but they will recover. But man, it's I mean, I'd be fine if the police just executed that guy on the side of the road. I would be like, all right. Like no judge, jury.
Just don't. I don't want me and my daughter to see it.
No.
You know,
I'm just saying, take him behind the Walmart. He's behind there anyway.
Yeah.
Then just be done with him.
They caught the guy, right?
Yeah, they caught him.
Put him in the dumpster.
It took
and then
a while.
Throw the dynamite in there and just blow him to bits.
Anyway, what's the next story?
All right, so we have China's furious over the terracotta warrior thumb case mistrial. I don't know if you're familiar with this. Back in 2007, there was a guy who was attending an ugly Christmas sweater party at the Franklin Institute, and he was hanging out there, and he stumbled into the Terracotta Museum statues where they were being exhibited. There's actually a few on loan from China. And he was fucking around in there, and he broke off a thumb and kept it. And so that's actually like some crazy shit. China almost wanted to goddamn execute the guy, but thank God he did this in the United States.
Did he give the thumb up?
Well, yeah, he actually he got busted with it. The FBI raided his house, and they found it in like his sock drawer.
No shit.
Yeah.
Usually,
you got to put that in your butthole.
You know what?
You can't let the FBI take your terracotta thumb.
They usually in like I've only been to one fancy museum, surprisingly enough. And the Louvre in France, they won't let you get close enough to touch like a super expensive
like the Nike,
statue.
nothing like that. Yeah, it's all pretty roped off.
Yeah, like so. Although some of the bigger paintings, like if you just wanted to start attacking them, I guess you could. Like
you just run and then just jump and start slashing it.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. Like they're not covered in like bulletproof glass by any means, but
Mona Lisa is, but yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like some of like that level, but other paintings, I guess you could
there've
just punch
been
a hole through
things.
them.
I mean, I'll give you a for instance. I mean, when we used to do the Phillips Fell Poker Tournament, or even when we've been to the Orlando Science Center, they'll have an exhibition like down the hallway, and it's feasible to think that you and I, while attending an event, could, like this guy at a Christmas party or whatever, wander down the hallway, slip through a door, and then next thing you know, I'm wearing a fucking astronaut suit.
Yeah. Or you take a toe off Tyrannosaurus Rex, like, you break it off.
Yeah, like that's completely feasible to me.
I'm surprised in this day and age they even let...
This thing is very valuable too. I mean, it's a 2,000-year-old statue that lost its sum is worth an estimated $4.5 million. I mean, it was crazy expensive.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of 10 of them, so they're each worth $4.5.
Like I remember back in the day, they had like a fake version of this at Splendid China. The Terracotta Warriors. And then people like would come in, kids like skateboarders that after they tore it down would go in there and smash them all up. And I'm like, why are you even doing that? I've never understood the vandalism thing, like breaking shit just to break it. Like
it's dumb kids.
It just doesn't register in my. Even when I was a kid though, like it never registered with me. Like like there's a fucking. I don't know, anything. Like, there's a vase. Let's break it. I'm why?
I think that's dumb teenage kids. It's your first instinct. You don't know anything else to do, but it's like, smash it.
I guess.
Well, that's pretty much what this guy, his lawyers were actually insisting that it was just youthful vandalism. This guy was 24 years old, though.
No. At 24, you go up the river.
Nevertheless, though, he actually got off on everything. It was a 7-5 jury split in favor of an acquittal, so he was actually got a mistrial.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That guy's lucky. He's lucky.
They found him with the thumb in his sock drawer.
Yep.
By the way, you'd think you'd at least have it on display next to your bong or some shit.
Turn it into something.
It's because he was charged with 2 federal crimes: the theft and concealment of an item of cultural heritage, which is a serious crime. Which actually. His lawyers argued these charges were made for art thieves. Think like Ocean's 11 and Mission Impossible.
Okay.
He wasn't wearing ninja clothing, sneaking around the museum. He was drunk. He was a drunk kid wearing a bright green, ugly Christmas sweater. So the jury was unable to reach a verdict.
Nah,
good lawyer.
So they just they basically like
made him out to a dodo.
Do they glue the thumb
he
back
still
on?
did what
No,
he
you
did.
can't. You can't do anything with it. I guess they could probably have it as like a separate roaming piece. I guess, but they're not going to glue it back.
Oh, I would. I get an expert in there. You know, you put a little terracotta on the thumb, a little terracotta on the warrior, and you
Gorilla Glue,
pop it in there.
Yeah. No one would know, right?
Sand it so you make sure the glue sticks.
Got to make sure it's the clear Gorilla Glue, not the white.
And then you're like, "Fuck, it's backwards."
No one will.
Like, yeah, it's fine.
Who's looking at the thumb like, oh, wait a minute? You know,
or you glue it on his dick. Yeah, the thumb's already off, and you're like, well, I know how to make this thing better. Let's glue the thumb where the warrior's cock would be. Thumb cock warrior. And everybody from miles around, they're like, oh, we want to see
Goonie
thumb.
style,
Yeah, thumb cock.
Yeah, I like that.
I love statues with, like, when
Thumb
people put, like, dildos on statues.
Yeah.
I'm pro that.
Yeah.
Around they did one down here, Lake Eola. There's that statue of, like, a guy, like, holding a baby. And then there's that really creepy one at the Citrus Bowl that's like, like the big head football player holding a child. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
That is the worst statue. It's just a big head football player, and he's holding a child, and like somebody stuck a fucking cock on it, like a dildo, and I'm like, yeah, everything's better with a dildo on it.
How hard do you think it is to get a statue of your likeness and presented in like the city somewhere? Like,
let's get
you
one.
guys can't even get your mural going on.
Don't talk about it.
Stop it.
Okay.
But
let's build one of you and me, 69ing.
Oh, okay.
Copper.
Yeah.
Brass.
It was super expensive.
Yeah, you're holding me, you're hugging me, and you don't see any genitals because your cock's in my mouth and my cock's like in your neck.
How long? Okay, so
Gravitron statue.
What if we found an area somewhere in downtown Orlando?
I bet our buddy from Johnson Arms could build that.
And
Probably.
But what if you went in the middle of the night and put a statue in an area that it looks like it was made for a statue? You know what I'm saying? Like you find
it'd have to be over in the art district over here.
Yeah, and then you put a bronze statue there. How long before someone starts asking questions?
Oh, immediately.
Is it immediately?
Yeah, nosy old people would be like,
"What's this?" That happened actually at outside of a pharmaceutical company. They put a giant bent heroin spoon outside of there, and it weighed too much for them to remove it. So it took like 10 days for them to remove it. But it was a giant heroin spoon that someone dropped outside of a.
Really? Like they were doing it like an activism, like you guys are fucking drug dealers.
Isn't that kind of the story of that famous statue? And I'm blanking on where it is. It might be New York City, where it's a bull,
and they put the little girl up,
and they put the little girl in front of it. But those two statues are not supposedly.
What they are,
they're different people.
Well, Merrill Lynch didn't even put in that bull statue. I don't think it's even affiliated.
Somebody else did it, and the girl's not supposed to be in front of the bull. It just so happens that somebody else. It was like there was already a statue, and then somebody kind of continued the prank.
Like the original bull statue?
Yeah, somebody in the chat room knows it. Twitch.tv/TomandDan Live. He says they moved the girl away from the bull. Yeah, it's on Wall Street.
So, it was just they put the girl there, and then people...
Right in front of the Merrill Lynch building.
Was it there for a long time before someone realized it?
I think it was there for a couple of years, honestly.
Yeah, I want to say it was there for a very long time.
Well, then this is possible.
Yeah.
Like, we need to get a statue, but it can't be 69ing.
Oh, somebody's saying it's Banksy? Was it Banksy that put the girl there?
I don't think it was Banksy.
Oh, Banksy had the girl with the balloon, but that was a painting. Yeah. I think you could do a bronze statue. You just have to pick a place where no one's going to ask that many questions.
Taft.
You know? Yeah, Taft.
Yeah.
Or
we can I think we could do it up here.
But
like
Baldwin?
near the lake.
No,
near the lake or
Baldwin,
something. But you'd have to
fancy.
make it. We couldn't do the 69 statue. You have to dumb it down a little bit.
You could do the 69 statue in Castleberry.
You can do it at Taft. No one's going to ask a goddamn question. They're probably just graffiti all over it.
I mean, first night, they just graffiti.
Yeah.
On it. You're like, what the fuck? I saw, you know what? I rarely see, I guess it's where you go, but I had to pee-pee the other day, and then because it's a problem, and then I had to go into the McDonald's before.
Man, that's bad.
I was going somewhere, but I couldn't.
If you
hold
go
it.
into a McDonald's and you got to pee or poop, and there's already a big floater in there, do you just piss on top of it and try to break it up?
No.
Do you flush it? I don't flush it. No, because it might stop up. And then where am I going to piss? Then I'm
I'd
pissing.
dissolve it, yeah.
Then the water's coming out. I'm pissing in the water as it floats over the top. Then the whole floor is covered in my piss.
A lot of people
that happened on my
talk
cruise
this
ship.
way.
No, I don't do that. I break all the turds up with my piss, and then I don't even flush. And I don't even wash my hands. I don't touch my penis though. I pee like I'm under arrest.
But
Why would?
I'm peeing and I look up and there's like some white warning sign of something, you know.
White warning.
It was like the one is like
don't flush anything down the
what's
toilet.
What's a white warning? It's, please don't dance.
Don't show your dick. Everyone will laugh at you.
It's gross and pink.
There was something like "Don't flush sanitary napkins" or whatever. But
sure.
I know that sign very well.
Someone wrote on like someone's writing like a dad joke or some like teen joke with like some curse words and shit. And then
more like sanitary crapkins.
I'm like, who pulled the pin first?
That said a lot of bathrooms.
I know.
What?
But it's
any bar or venue you go to downtown. There's somebody writing some kind of all over the wall.
Yeah, the bars.
Who brings markers to just fucking write on the wall?
I'll tell you right now, the concentration of Nazis that carve a swastika while they're shitting is high. But that must be all that Nazis do. They're like, you know what? This is going to make America great again. While I'm taking this big diarrhea, I'm going to use this knife to carve a swastika. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're a fucking idiot.
Also, but like, who brings a ballpoint pen and like, this is not a bar. Like bars, I've seen that a lot. But McDonald's on fucking 436.
Well, it is McDonald's on
I
436.
know, but
I will defend McDonald's, not their bathrooms. But I'm a fan. Best French fries.
You're writing a goddamn like dirty joke on a fucking warning.
Here
sign.
I sit, broken-hearted, paid a nickel and only farted.
Like, and are you proud of yourself after? Like, do you put
my
the
dad
pen
told
back?
me that when I remember asking my dad, I'm like, paid a nickel, and he's like, there was a time when you had to pay to use the toilet.
Some places you
And
still
I'm
have
like,
to
what
do
the
that.
fuck Really? kind of human are you?
I'll go to like some small towns and it's like a quarter to use their bathroom.
Do you have to put it in the
Yeah.
thing to open the door?
Yeah, dude.
That is so fucking creepy.
It's bizarre.
But I will say,
They
I've
do that in
only
Europe.
I've only done it one. It was in Nashville. The bathroom was clean.
Yeah.
Not the ones I went.
I don't want to pay a quarter and open it up and there's the fucking turds, 40
You're right.
turds floating in there.
They do it in public restrooms in Europe.
In Europe, 100%, yeah.
And then you
I
go
think
in.
a few in Mexico when I went for my
No.
honeymoon had that as well.
And
They're clean bathrooms, though,
They
too,
are
though.
because
That's
they
the
not
part.
Mexico they were.
Well, yeah. But they use the money to pay the person that's cleaning them,
There's a
and that's what
fucking
they say. I'm
iguana
like,
swimming in the toilet.
I'm fine with it. Like, keeps the homeless out of
Neo
their
Del
shitting-
Rio is saying pay toilets are supposed to be illegal.
No, I've definitely hit some up.
Yeah, I think I had one in
It's a
Nashville.
small Well, I think town,
It
if
might
it's
be
in-
more of a hipstery kind of a
Yeah.
thing now.
And if it's in a private business, like, I don't
I
know.
think there was one in Savannah that I went to where I was like, oh, this is odd.
Like, is a business obligated to let you use a restroom, or can they deny?
Only if,
it?
only if they're food, serving food and beverage, and you have to be a patron.
Customer.
Yeah, but like, what if you are, like
can anybody just
hasn't
run
there
in
been
here and be like,
No.
I have to use the bathroom?
No,
We've
I
had
think
it happen
Big
before.
Tim does.
No,
Yeah.
I think stop it. I think there have been cases
Joking,
where
Big Tim.
Big Tim and
people
Kramer.
like have had like children, special needs children that needed to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then they go to the deli, and then the guy's like, "Well, you buying a sandwich?" And they're not, and they're like, "You can't use the bathroom." And then the next thing you know, there's people that are like,
Shit on the floor.
like arrested or some shit.
Or they make a
they're-
video
Yeah,
and they put it on.
like,
and
how
then-
dare you? It's like that's where we're we're at now, guys.
Also, like, you let the special needs kid use the bathroom, right? You were gonna be a dickhead
Well, I
and
mean,
be like,
no,
"Got
but
to
you
buy a
gotta- You gotta
pastrami."
think about it. Look, I mean, like, if you're the only guy running the pastrami counter and the special needs kid, if you look at him and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be a mopper.
Oh,
You
I
know,
didn't even
like,
think about that.
Yeah, it might be messy. You know, I mean,
Yeah, he don't want to do it.
I mean, I'm not saying I agree with it because
Mm.
I certainly would let the special needs kid use it. I'm just saying I can see a business owner saying,
May have been burned
"Don't-
the last time you did it.
Yeah, I don't want the hassle today. You know, I mean, I don't think it's fair to make them do it. That's not fair. How is that fucking American? It's like, we're going to make you do it.
And people are animals. Like, they'll just.
Did you see Dan Cummins' wife? Do you follow her on Instagram?
Yeah.
She took the picture from the gym bathroom. It's a ladies' gym bathroom. There's a fucking diaper on the ground and somebody smearing shit in the ladies' room.
100% the ladies' bathroom is way more disgusting. than
Smearing
the
shit on the wall.
That's filthy.
Yeah.
Guys'
Shit,
bathrooms always just
period
dripping,
blood.
dripping like a cave.
Like 2 fingers.
But that's gross.
What? Like,
There's
why?
blood all over the seat, like they wiped
Ew.
it with
God.
blood.
Blood.
Dude,
Where's
guys,
the blood coming from?
period.
Oh, my God.
I can't drink my
It's-
bubbly.
It's fucking gross. Women are disgusting.
You know what? Based on
Oh, my God.
I'd rather
When-
go into the men's bathroom than the women's.
Oh my God! When you guys are taking a doo-doo on your period, that's the worst thing, right? That's it. That's the worst thing.
Don't talk about
Yeah,
it.
you're sitting there and you got blood everywhere and the
No,
shit's
well, you
coming
have a
out.
tampon in.
God, no, doesn't matter.
Come on.
I don't think that thing stops anything. It's like a wine cork. I can still see the wine in the cork. It's absorbing
All
it.
right.
Yeah, it's supposed to absorb.
No, but he doesn't absorb enough.
We
Got to get the supers.
No, all supers. Oh my God.
we done here.
Are we done here?
What's cockhole underwear?
I have Fisher. Is he still in there? Fisher put up a picture of some underwear he wanted to buy. Chris, our good friend Chris Fisher from BYOCB podcast, put up a picture of this underwear on Facebook, and it's a new trend now. And you might even know this, but we've been inundated. At least I've been inundated, and maybe it's because I was shopping for underwear. I wasn't really shopping. I was just looking to see how much like nice underwear would cost.
Yeah.
Because I don't really. I buy like you wear Calvin Kleins, but
Cheap tidy whities.
They're not cheap. They're Calvin Kleins, but they're the lowest bottom of the barrel one that they make. They're the ones you get out at the outlets. I get like a fucking 6-pack for like $15.
You need to get the new, the new material.
No, because they got a pouch for your balls, a hole for your cock. I'm like, no, no.
Well, it's not a hole.
I don't need a cock
pouch.
hole. I don't need a fucking hallway.
Dude, the pouch is better.
No, fuck the pouch. The pouch it's ridiculous.
Wait, you have your dick in a pouch right now?
Oh, yeah.
Got your dick in a pouch.
No, that's fucking stupid. I don't want a pouch. It doesn't go in a pouch. I'm not a fucking kangaroo. I'm not a marsupial. My cock and balls don't need to be separated.
Yeah, but you don't need to smoosh them back in. That's the problem.
Smoosh them back in? They're not smooshed. They're just laying normal.
No, it smooshes them too tight. Like you want tight everywhere.
I think Tom's low humble bragging has got a big dick.
No,
it just means he gets saggy balls. It's just that everybody's like the pouch, team pouch. Oh, I love the pouch. Fuck the pouch. The pouch is for guys with long fucking donkey balls. If you got long donkey balls and you need to fucking pick up those boulders and you throw them in the fucking pouch, my shit's tight. My balls are tight like a ball of butcher's twine. Tight.
It's why you can't put change in your wallet, because it doesn't have a pouch. It's too smushy. And
thank you, Tactical Hat. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. The pouch is too hot. I don't need any more cloth down there. I don't need a barrier. My dad would fucking punch me, close fist punch me in the face if I explained to him how I need a sleeve for my cock and I got to put my balls in the balls pouch to keep them dry. My dad would be like, what the fuck? And then, you just start hitting my face.
It's technology.
No, it's not.
The one you showed me, it looked like you put your shaft in the hole. You didn't put your balls in a sack.
Yeah, but they've got all different ones now. There's a ball pouch. There's a little pocket for it. Then there's one that like, I dress to the left, so you put your tell us which way you dress so you can have a custom-made cock sleeve. I'm like, no, I just needed to hold everything around there. I don't need to be sectioned.
I didn't know they were getting this technical with undies.
It's stupid, Sam. I don't need to be sectioning out my genitals. My genitals are fine the way that they are. They sit in my tiny whities. They're fine.
No, you're like.
Do you have the breathability ones?
Yeah, they're cotton and a little bit of
cotton. Cotton.
No.
We got new technology now.
The cotton is the fabric of our lives.
No, it's not anymore.
It is.
The fabric. That's in the 90s.
Yeah.
Fabric that shows pee-pee stains.
You're stuck in the 90s with
Stuck
your
in
underwear.
the 90s.
Now they have 2019. I got the cock pouch. I got
in a fire. Mine burn off. In a fire, yours melts to you.
Dry fit panties.
I don't need dry fit. I don't get fucking super sweaty down there.
No, you don't work out enough.
You don't know.
Dry fit. I do
dry fit. I'm a
Put
dry
your
fit,
hand down my pants right now and feel. I cut all the hair off. I don't have a bush anymore.
Mine's like a goddamn swamp.
Well, you're also bald down there. How do you get that sweaty?
Yeah. That's why you need a pouch.
Don't talk about it.
Because when it's sweaty,
he's out there guttering everything.
After you shave, though, what happens after you shave and you've put the lotion and creams on there, it brings the oil.
I don't think he lotions and creams.
Your natural oils to the surface. No, but after you shave, he's got to use something to shave. You dry shave your balls. You dry shave.
So
if you dry shave your balls,
water.
He's a real man. Then I was gonna say if you dry shave your balls or just use water, you're a fucking real man.
I used beard trimmer first and then dry shave after in the shower.
Oh my God!
You know,
it's gotta look like an atrocity.
You look like Bruce Willis's face at the end of Die Hard. It's all cuts all over and beat up and swollen a little bit. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! Put your balls in the pouch.
I'm just saying, you're stuck in your ways. Your old cotton tidy whities.
Yeah,
and now
they're normal.
Space age cock pouch.
I don't. I don't want a cock pouch.
Yeah. It's better.
I don't think it's better.
I'm going to get you the cock pouch. You have to try it on.
How am I supposed to piss?
Be honest. No, you piss like you pull.
Pull your panties down.
You pull your panties. Like I don't
use
the hole. No, I don't use the hole. I pull them all the way down. And then
no, I pull mine over.
Pull it over.
And then I put my waistband under my balls.
Yes, everybody does that.
Yeah.
Although that is a controversy too. Is it you just pull the dick out, or you pull dick and balls?
I have to pull dick and balls out. And when I shit,
everyone here is on the same page.
When I shit, I take.
I'm not.
Okay, this is maybe a little bit
I don't have that range.
When I shit, I lift. Okay, I sit down on the toilet. I stand a little bit, like I'm hovering. I lift the seat. I put my cock and balls in between the seat and the bottom seat, and then I slowly sit back down
like a
on my
masochist.
dick and balls and
Smush it
it
flat
flat like a pancake.
Well, actually, the skin
and then instantly shit starts coming out because I'm in horrible pain. I'm like, ah!
That's the only way. You need to teach my son that.
Yeah, try that.
That and the gutter. That's my two
It
jokes.
works every time. Should we get out of here?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
That was we did a lot of damage.
Samantha, tell everybody where they can find your podcast.
You can find it at semanticspodcast.com or anywhere you find any of your podcasts.
Yes, ma'am. TomandDan.com. Get our app. I know that we submitted the iOS version, the newer version of our app, to Apple today. It did get rejected because it had 3 or 4 little things that that they knew it was going to get rejected. This is all part of the dance that you have to do with Apple. So pretty soon we will have a new app out for Android and iOS. Android, you should be out now, so you might want to update if you have not already. Any feedback you provide me is great. But and I'm not saying this to ask you to not be critical. I just ask that if you do get the app and certain things, you're finding certain things that don't work, you have to tell me those things. You can't just shoot me an email and say the app sucks shit, because that doesn't really help me. I need to know what the problem is so I can get our developers to fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix the problem.
Yeah.
If you just tell us.
But I get a lot of emails who look, hey, downloading your new app. Fuck you. Doesn't work. And I'm like, all right, helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, we'll remind you guys again that we'll be sending out the invites to the BDM only party. We do 2 of them a year. We actually have the second one almost planned.
Yeah.
It's going to be at the end of the year. That'll be more of an adult thing, but it revolves around gaming things too as well. So, but we'll announce that one later. This one's a family-friendly, our first ever family-friendly BDM event.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
And you don't have to have a family. You can come along. It's free to get in.
I mean, it's not like there's not going to be booze there. There'll be plenty of booze there.
Plenty of booze.
And if you're looking for booze, we also have our next watering hole event on April 27th at Brew Tap House. And we also have the Tank of America event in April 20th. And then in May, we have our Pub Crawl 2.0 at Surfside Mets Lounge in Daytona.
Yep. And April 17th, that is Tom and Dan Day by declaration of Mayor Buddy Dyer of the fine city, beautiful of Orlando, Florida. And that's 50% off all of our merchandise at TomandDan.com. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Check out that Margaret Cho interview, and we will see you Monday for the BDM show.